Oh, snap. Yes, sir. You know what it is. All right, today we're definitely going live today. Just because? Why? Just because. Just because? Why? That's why. Let's have a little fun with this, y'all. Let's have a little fun with this. Let's turn it up. Let's turn it up. I love it. Let's go ahead and turn it up real quick. We got some early birds in the house. I'm testing some new stuff. I'm testing some new stuff out today. So bear with me. Bear with me, YouTube. We going live on a few different platforms at the same damn time. So YouTube jumped up quick. Y'all boys are at the crib bored right now, YouTube. I feel you. Y'all boys at the crib bored. Hey, Bahamas, what's up? Somebody said there goes my sleep schedule. Hey, talk to me about where y'all at, man. Come on in the room and represent. Real quick. Come on in the room and represent for me. Let me know where y'all at before we get started today. We're going live on a few different platforms right now. We're going live on Facebook and we're going live on YouTube. And of course, we're going to go live on the gram so people can know we're going live. You know, we got the mask just in case something pop off, but it's okay. It's okay. Let me look at my messages here. Let's see where everybody from. Okay, New York, Arizona, North Carolina. A couple more weeks, I'm going to be... Man, I'm already like that in the house, bro. I'm already in the house, like, just going crazy right now. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't mind creating content, though, so I'm cool with creating content. I am just, I'm just ready. I'm just ready. I'm just, what can I do? Jamaica. Parts of lockdown, Dallas County. Yeah, Dallas County is on straight lockdown right now. If you're in Dallas, you can't even go get a sandwich. Tampa. What is Funky Town? Where is Funky Town at? I've never been to Funky Town. I heard a song that says they're gonna take me to Funky Town, but I've never heard of Funky Town. Oh, they're about to be mad at me in the gram. Let me invite, people in the gram. You gotta invite them. You gotta invite people in the gram. They need their own invite to come hang out with us on YouTube. We're going on YouTube and we're on Facebook right now. So we're okay. Memphis, I see somebody in Facebook from Memphis. Detroit, Kenyatta. What are you talking about? I know you in the D. All my Detroiters, what's up? Everybody else on YouTube. Right now we're doing multi-platform, so we're going live on Facebook and we're going live on YouTube right now. We're trying something new out. We got how many we got on YouTube? A lot. If you're on the gram, all my people on the gram represent all my people on the gram. I encourage you to go over to YouTube, because that's where we're gonna be. Y'all know I like to come on the gram and get y'all off the gram, because the gram, it's extra work. You don't get the good audio. You don't get to see the screen. So if you are on the gram, please make sure you come on over to YouTube. All right, everybody on YouTube, I see all y'all posts. I gotta make it so I can see both. We're starting to get some Cedric, good looking out on loving the content, bro. Appreciate you. We watching Cedric on this is our first time really streaming on Facebook like that. I don't even know what's going on with that. Boom. This is our first time really streaming on Facebook. I got the mask on just in case, I need to quarantine myself in case I'm talking too much and the good quality is coming through on the screen and you don't want to pick it up. Although I'm good. Came over from the gram. All my people that came over from the gram, can you say something on the YouTube side of things? Because we about to shut down the gram. The gram got to go on my phone. And I ain't about that lifestyle right now. Plus, it got me looking real overexposed. I got stuff in my hair. It got me looking real overexposed. If you know me in person, I got a nice little chocolateness to me that it took me years to develop. And the gram ain't really representing that for me right now. While we get started, get ready to post y'all questions, man. Let's get some Q&As out the way. Yeah, they do love the gram. I ain't gonna say it, but bees love the gram. When am I going to do a portfolio website review? Austin Brooks asks. Austin, real quick before I get to your question. All my people on the gram, make sure to follow us on YouTube, Flash Film Academy. We're about to get started. Those who are you on Facebook, you can stay there. But the gram, we got to go. All right. I am going to start doing portfolio reviews as soon as I get a few more. Right now, I got about 5. And if you are a gold member, make sure you go to the community tab so that you can see where to send those portfolios. Because I definitely kind of want to do a live Q&A where we focus on just that. Definitely. So I want to make sure we do a live Q&A where we focus on that. Let me make the screen little so y'all don't see the just all the crap going on in the back. I need to make sure that this don't show the top chats, but it show all the chats because I want to see everybody. Real quick before we get started, all my gold members, can you post some gold in the room right now? Can you please represent my gold members? Can you please represent? What's the maximum days I would typically work in a week? It depends. I'm not going to lie to you. If it's around Christmas time, if we're going to Christmas, I am willing to work a lot. It just depends on how I'm feeling. The good thing about being a business owner is you get to decide how much you work. You get to decide how much you work, how often you work. And I grew to the point where I have a team and there may be times I don't feel like going out to do something and I can send a team member. So it just depends on how how you grow your business. And, at some point you'll get comfortable money-wise where sometimes you're like, man, it's just not worth it. I don't want to give up my Saturday night for that. It's just not worth it. I don't want to give up my time with my kids or whatever to go out and do this. It's just not worth it. So that's something that you have to think about before, when you get to a certain level, when you get to a certain point in business, and you got to pull yourself out of working, in the business and work on the business. So once you get to that point, it's up to you. I usually work 5 days a week. I like to have my weekends free. Because I do a lot of corporate video. Most of my shoots are like Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning, Monday morning. Rarely are they Monday. Monday is usually the day I'm sending out a bunch of proposals and stuff like that. But usually Tuesday through Friday is days I'm usually shooting. So I count a work day as a day where I got to get up and touch emails and I got to meet up with people, maybe even meet up with people or talk to people. Those are also shoot days. Those are also shoot days. Let me see what we're looking like statistically. We got 5 on Facebook that's watching. If you're on Facebook, you can watch us on the Flash Film Academy page, the Flash Film Academy group. So just FYI. All my people representing. Somebody said, I was sitting here hoping you'd get on. Good looking out, John. Man, I'm just trying to make it. I got my water today, so we're going to be good. It's my last one, so I got to go out to like the grocery store to get more if there is more. So look out for me. All right. I think I missed some questions y'all asked real quick. So we're going to go back with them. My niche is doing fitness style promo videos for influencers and companies. With the virus going on, I had to rebook all my gigs until further notice. I don't know why it broke down. Okay, so it broke up your question into 2 parts, but we're going to go right into it. I'm taking the time to start making tutorial content and creating digital products. Bad idea? It's a great idea if you want to be an influencer. If you want to do something on YouTube, it's not helping your business though. Unless you're making tutorials a lot of people don't understand that business owners need tutorials too, right? So create content on what they need to do to prepare to work with you. Create content like that. I think a lot of people don't create content for business owners. Educate them. Use this time to create something to educate them, or maybe even work through your workflow so people have a better understanding of what it's like to work with your company. You know what? I got an email from a guy. I'm not going to say his name, but he wrote me this email that was kind of touching. He wanted to take the 5 key steps course. He was like, money's tight. I got all this downtime. What can you do? So I came up with a special offer for people who are bored at home to give you more discounts on it. Let me pop that on just so you got that. And there you go. Because he sent me a long email. We kind of talked a little bit, and I get it. You got some downtime. You're chilling. You want to take the course. I get it. There you go. That I call that the crack. That's crackhead right there. It's crackhead price. That's what I call it. Price that low is crackhead. Anyway, a penny less member with gold ideas. All my silver members, you can still represent. Let's talk. All my silver members. Facebook, don't get quiet on me. I know we got some Facebook watchers. I know Facebook got a few. Y'all can go ahead and you know, get in that chat. Let me see if I can pull up the Facebook side of things. I never seen how the Facebook platform looks because I'm not on there. I'm rarely on there live. Okay, I see it now. It's pretty dope. I'm rarely on there live. I'm gonna be honest with you. So let me go ahead and pop this thing on over here. I wish I can share this feed. It's weird as it won't let me share the feed. Maybe I want to share it with my mama and them. So we're just gonna pop that there. Boom. All right, Facebook. I see y'all. Y'all representing. I just want to make sure I can see y'all chat. South Memphis is known as Funky Town. Okay, for the record, people, when somebody say they want to take you to Funky Town, they're talking about South Memphis. I knew nothing about that. I knew nothing about that. I'm a Detroiter. Not gonna lie. I feel like this is not keeping up with my feed. Let's see. Error. Okay, it's all good. Yeah, for some reason I feel like it ain't keeping up with my chat feed for the YouTube side of things. So I'm gonna stay in the YouTube. I'm gonna stay in the YouTube chat room so I can see what's going on. Okay. Where do I get good music for my portfolio? Also, what type of music should you use not to overpower the voiceover? That's a really, really good question, Blake. So my music place of choice is Artlist. There should be a link in the description. If not, I'll add one because we got it. I actually worked out a deal with Artlist where you save money if you go through that list. I'm gonna tell you why I like Artlist over. There was another company I went with that had 1 billion songs on it, and I want to say out of that 1 billion songs, 900 million of them were trash. I just felt like Artlist, man, I felt like they cared about the music they added. Like somebody really sat down and was like, nah, this not dope, this dope, this not dope, this dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me see if I can pull up some stuff. I just like what the quality. They didn't have the biggest platform, like they didn't have the largest amount of music, but they had a dope amount. You know what I'm saying? They had a dope amount where it was just quality. It wasn't trash. Let me see if I can find some stuff here. I can't hear it though. I can play it, but I can't hear it. I'm not gonna pull it up right now because I can play it for y'all, but I can't hear what I'm playing. So that's where I would get it from. There's different things you can do as far as EQing when you're working with music, right? I don't know if y'all know this trick. I'm gonna tell you a real quick trick when it comes to editing. If you are in your editing platform, and forgive me if I'm behind on questions, I'm gonna catch up to a few. If you're on a editing platform, right, and you have 2 layers for your voiceover and your music, if you attach an EQ to the voiceover and an EQ to the music to see where the waves are, you can pull the waves down that's in the music if it matches where your waves are in your voice. It kind of sounds weird. So say your voice is peaking at it's peaking in the middle. Let's say on the chart, it's peaking in the middle. And your music is also peaking in the middle. If you grab that music and pull it down in the middle, so it's not competing with the voice, you can still have high quality music with the voice and you'll be able to hear it just fine. I'm gonna see if I can pull up my Final Cut Pro and go into full blown tutorial mode for y'all. Do I recommend creating a different brand for wedding films? At the moment, I have all in one brand. Yes, unless you're doing wedding photography, you definitely want to have a different brand for weddings. Weddings, engagements can be together. You may be able to put in like what is it? The pregnancy photos, those maybe Bordeaux, maybe, because you can keep that one client throughout your life cycle. But you definitely want to have that separate. Definitely want to. I'm trying to see if I can give you guys an example here. If I can find a movie on something I edited. So this is the worst thing to show you guys, but I'm gonna show you. Let me see if I don't got any music. Okay, so let me see something really quickly. We're gonna switch to let me see if I got an EQ channel, EQ. All right, so I'm going to show you something. Now, mind you, because of what I'm streaming on, I can't see it, but I'm gonna send it to y'all. I can't see it.
Blog cam, we're live on the blog cam.
Y'all should still be able to hear me.
Huh? We're just doing vlogging.
I don't know when this is from. Don't judge me. Whatever.
We're vlogging right now.
Hi.
Yeah, One Love Cage, we're just vlogging.
So this is a real simple fix.
Getting it in. Stay tuned.
Don't judge me. I was hanging out.
Go ahead.
All right. So if you drag the channel EQ over, and this is a really simple, quick fix, right? If you drag the channel EQ, and this can be done with anything. I managed they can do it too. But if you come down here and you look at where it's working right here, if I have some music, I would pull the music down. Whereas if I had with the voice, I would leave it there unless I want to do some tweaking to it. But I would pull this area down in my music. So not in my audio, but typically in my music. That way it frees up. It'll free up that I can't speak. I don't want to say decibel range, but it'll free up that frequency for the voiceover. That's a really quick one. Really quick. Christian is now a gold member. Everyone that signs up to be a member, I will announce your status live on the feed. So I want to make sure I get to a few more questions. I got a super chat. Let me get to that first. Dragos, good looking out. Good looking out on the super chat. First off, you're the first one of the day, so you get extra love. He want to know what is my thoughts on vertical video. Vertical video, I was not crazy about it. I'm not gonna lie. I was not crazy about it. However, if you have clients that live and die by Instagram, or you want to create something feed specific, you can't go wrong with you can't go wrong with that video format. If you have a client that needs something for that, what I usually do is I shoot it in traditional landscape with the spacing to go vertical. I shoot it that way. I'll have both, and I can turn that landscape video into a vertical and kind of move it back and forth as needed. That's just me. Leave a little extra headroom, and now we cover both instead of only having one. But if you go into something where you have strictly a Instagram, we're shooting just for Instagram, that is the way to go. I mean, if they want to just do Instagram, it's something you got to do. It's something you got to learn about. So I would offer it. And it's something that kind of may give you the edge over someone else that's claiming to shoot a Instagram video for that client. So John says you're passionate about, he said, I love taking flicks of my animals. That's what I feel like to do all the time, but I wouldn't consider it my niche. You might want to consider it your niche. A lot of people paying money to get good images of their animals. They're paying a lot of money to get. It was a guy who had he throw up a ball at dogs and catch their face and their look, and he was charging $500, $600, $1,000 for images of people's dogs just to make it look like they were smiling because they were making these funny faces. I'm gonna see if I can find that, but I'll see if I can look that up. Fun Film, that's my guy. If I say my wife left me because of watching you all the time, can I get an 80% off discount? If you have proof of a divorce or a separation, I will give you 80% off, but you gotta fax me proof of a separation or a divorce. It gotta be a legal separation or a divorce. Fun Film, man, don't do that, bro. Just get her a camera so she can be all in. Just get her a camera. You know what I'm saying? That's all you got to do. So somebody said I'm judging. All right, let me scroll down. Let me get caught up. Let's see. Because I'm behind, and I know y'all talking. Male voices between, okay, DJ Johnny Quest. We're going to probably have to get you on the show. DJ Johnny Quest, and you got a DJ, so I trust that you're an audio guy like you say you are. You said a male voice is between 85 hertz and 200 kilohertz. Is that kilohertz? That K stand for kilohertz, right? Don't have me out here looking bad, Johnny. So yeah, so if you're an audio guy, you probably know that off the top of your head. Me, I need to look at the scale, the scope, and I need to look at it and then make my changes. I can't eyeball it. I can't eyeball it. I'm trying to see if I can find these pictures of this dude. Gosh, I wish I could find it. I can't. This dude like throw a ball at dogs, and when their eyes get in on it, he snap it at the perfect moment. And these dogs make the funniest faces, and he charged like top dollar. Top dollar. And if you see these pictures, that's just his passion. Here it is, Indianapolis, Smile Dog, pictures in Indianapolis. No, this ain't it. This ain't the guy. This guy's a rookie. There's a guy that's really, 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 really good at it. And he made some type of, it was like on F-stoppers or something. Anyway, more questions. Let's go. Let me ask a question on Facebook, because I don't get to ask a lot of Facebook questions. I am wanting to move from shooting short films to corporate films, but I don't have corporate style videos. What steps would I take? There is a course on the website that talks about how to get paid for shooting for free, by shooting for free. I think that's where you want to start. Go to flashfilmmedia.com or Flash Film Academy, not media. And there's a course that talks about it talks about the purpose of shooting for free in order to build that portfolio so that you can transition from one thing to another. All right, let me catch up with these questions because I got a whole lot of questions. Some people still talk about Funky Town and all of that. Let's see. Currently on the checkout page of your contract pack, but I'm really interested in the subscription contract. Well, okay, let me clarify it. So the channel subscription is different than the actual contracts and the actual courses. The channel subscription is just going to give you more detailed, more content. It's going to give you a whole lot more content, a lot more personalized content. The subscription does not cover the contract pack. It's something completely different. So it's completely different. Those contracts are something you would use with your business. The YouTube subscription helps. It helps support the channel, and I'm waiting to get a few more submissions so that we can do more Q&As about your content for YouTube members. So it's completely different. If you're on Facebook, you won't see a join button. If you're on YouTube, you will see a join button. So it's just different. One is more of contracts you use in the real world. The other is more is getting the chance to sit down and look at what you're doing and say, okay, tweak this, move that, don't do this. That's the difference. So I'm sorry if I didn't make that clear. Even Instagram IGTV shows vertical videos dead. Recently updated to allow horizontal 1080p uploads for up to 3.2 gigs. That is true. That is true. I like vertical videos if you can create something dynamic with it to stop people from scrolling. That's it. That is the only time I would use vertical video, because I did a video not too long ago talking about, is YouTube dead? Is Instagram the new king of video? And I pretty much stated that I didn't think vertical video would last long, only because of the way your eyes are. Your eyes aren't designed to, it's more comfortable for you to see a 16:9, and that's why they went to it over your traditional square video back in the day. So, TCM Doc says, finally, I was able to get a chance to see you live. Did I make it? Yes, sir, you did. You did make it. Okay, how much less would you charge me for your work if I was using a 2009 camera? I don't want to charge too much with an old camera. That is a great, great question. That is a really good question. Listen, the camera don't matter. Don't nobody care, right? Listen, we're going to get to a point very soon where you can show up with an iPhone and you will be fine very soon. And It sounds far-fetched. It sounds crazy. It sounds like there is no way. But I promise you, 20 years ago, if you would have showed up with a small DSLR to film video, people looked at you like you were crazy. They looked at you like you were crazy if you showed up with that little camera, because they were used to big old like VHS style or just huge BFCs, and they stand for big. I'm gonna let you figure out what that F stands for, and C stands for cameras. And that's how you filmed. You showed up with something huge. To show up with this little bitty DSLR was just unheard of. It was unheard of until people started filming with the 5D Mark II. So trust me, we're going to get to the point where you're going to show up with your flat panel, big iPad. You're going to be touching some stuff and you're going to be filming. Right now, I mean, you've seen the commercials from the iPhone. You see what they're doing. It's not a matter of if the quality is there. It's definitely not a quality issue. It's more of, do the client feel comfortable spending top dollar to achieve that? And you still got to use a lot of lights. So don't sleep on it. Don't sleep on it. Your camera, I don't care if you got a 2009 camera, you need to have a 2020 rate, because you got to live in 2020. You need to be charging 2020 rates. Marcus Forrest says the A6300 plus the MC11 plus the 18 to 35 Sigma Art is a good enough combo to start professionally. Hell yes. That is one of my favorite combos on the planet. The 18 to 35 Sigma that's my favorite video lens of all time. I'm trying to think of what I love more than that. That lens, I know I tell y'all all the time, marry the lenses, date the bodies, put a ring on that lens. Put you a focus ring on that. I got a focus ring on mine. I don't feel like pulling it out. Put you a ring on that one. The Sigma 18 to 35 is a monster, bro. It's f1.8, it's fast, it's sharp, it feels solid, it got nice rings on it. That's the ring, that's the lens you want to put a ring on. Put you a focus ring on it. Say I do. Definitely. A6300 is cool, 4K. The batteries ain't the best. It will overheat if you're in a terrible situation sometimes, but I don't got no complaints with it. It could be worse. But put you a ring on that 18 to 35. Also, look, if you're shooting Sigma lenses, listen to me. If you're shooting Sigma lenses and you have them adapted, it is very important that you buy the little bitty lens updater so that you can update your lenses. I cannot tell you how much better my glass run after each update when it comes to stuff like autofocus and stuff like that. Update your MC11, update your Sigma glass, because they roll out with about 2 updates a year. And I had a 50 millimeter that I thought was just trash on my 5D Mark III. I was about to sell it and go Sony. But I got the update and that bad boy was butter. You hear me? It was butter. All right. Ken says, I'm still blown away at your ability to stream on YouTube and Facebook at the same time. I've been trying to figure it out, how to do that for almost a year. I can't stream both. I use a service called Restream.io. That's what I'm currently using. It's called Restream.io. You got to pay for it unless you want to have multiple computers with multiple streams. But what's dope about Restream.io is I can stream to one place and it'll send it out to multiple places, and I don't got to deal with the CPU issues. All right. Uh-oh, I see my boy popped up. We're going to get to you in 1 second. When writing ad copy, does using we and us sound more professional than I or me? Example, I create a video or we create a video. That is a very, very, very good question asked by Tony. Tony, always say we, never say I. Speak, you want to, if your company is named, John Photography, then you can say I. I never say do that though. It needs to be named whatever, Spark Media, whatever studios, whatever that says big company. And then you always say we, us. I try to not ever use I. When I talk to you guys about Flash Film Media, I'll use I. But even when I'm talking to a client, I don't use I use we. Well, you have a question and some changes need to be made. We need to figure it out. So we'll get back with you. I never use I. Never, ever, ever use I. You are a big company, you want a big check, you want to work with big companies, and big companies use we. They don't use I. They speak in French. Not in English, if you know what I mean. You catch my drift. If you pick up what I'm putting down. Anyway. What website did I use to create my logo, Chris asked. Really, really good question. I went with a company. Real quick before I get into that. DJ Quest. Hey, yeah, DJ Quest. He says he's gonna pass on some audio info to anyone. You have to pay it forward from all the gems you've dropped. Hey, I appreciate it, DJ. Get with me and we'll try to put something together, man. We'll try to put something together that we can put out, maybe something quick. So when it comes to logos, I went with 99 Designs because you have to understand with a logo, it's not about the graphics. It's not about just the graphics. If you're only focused on the graphics, you're missing 70% of what's important about your logo, right? Logos have a psychological value. They have the color scheme, everything has a psychological value that does something to you. I encourage you to work with not a graphic designer, but a logo designer that speaks to that. If they're having you sit down and you talking graphics and they're not saying, well, how do you want people to feel when they see your logo? If they're not talking about the psychological side, get out of there because they're just talking graphics. And a lot of graphic designers think that they can make logos without understanding the psychological side of a logo. There's a reason Coca-Cola is red. There's a reason Pepsi is red and blue. There's reasons behind that. They didn't just say what looked dope. There is unique reasons behind the Nike swoosh, the Reebok logo. There are reasons they are like that. And it's funny because when you hear about them, you'll be like, oh, that makes sense. But they've never been told it because there's some psychological value behind their logo. So you're going to spend a little money. When I say a little money, I mean $500 to $1,000, $500 to $1,000 to get the logo design, but don't make the mistake I did by going the $99 route. I got a logo that I thought was dope. It looked a whole lot like a liquor company, and I had to get it redesigned. So don't make the mistake. When you do a website, will you do a website, or does it have to be a demo reel? It can be either or. If you're asking what I'm looking to look at, it can be either or. It can be both. What's a good, KP Crown says, what's a good Canon starter camera as a professional, or do you suggest I go A6500? Yes, go A6500. Because, yeah, for that price point, I mean, if you're going to buy a brand, if you're looking for video, if you're just looking for video at that price point, you start to get in the area of Blackmagic Pocket Cinema cameras. I would suggest that over an A6500. If you are a straight up beginner, this is your first video camera, go A6500. Definitely. Somebody said Matrix said my camera is 8 years old. Matrix Photo Design. Let me pause and say it. Matrix, I really appreciate you, brother. You support, your questions are highlighted with super chats every single live chat. I want to thank you for having my back and supporting the channel, man. And I really want to pause and tell you that, bro. You mean a lot to me. You mean a whole lot to me. All of y'all mean a lot to me. But I want to make sure I give you special recognition because, bro, you are like the super chat king, bro. If I go back and look through it, you super chat king. So you deserve a clap. Everybody put your clapping emojis in the room for Matrix because he is the guy. Okay. Will I still be doing one-on-ones? Yes. So I still have consultant. If you need a direct one-on-one, man, I need to take up some of your time to look at what I'm doing for me. And it's cool. You got the chat room and all, but Ty, I need your direct attention kind of like as a mentor to really dive deep into what I'm doing so I can see what's not working and what's working. If you go to Flash Film Academy, we offer consultant work. So I'm a little behind on questions. Let me go down. Chris is now a silver member. Welcome him to the membership. Real quick. Fun film. Since my wife is gone, I'm thinking of getting the Canon 70 to 200. Good all around video and photo. You cannot go wrong with a 70 to 200. 70 to 200 is my favorite photography lens. I love the 70 to 200. You gotta, in your bag, if you're doing corporate events, there's two pieces of glass you need. 70 to 200. Preferably a f2.8. I don't care who makes it, as long as you get one recent. Don't get a super old Tamron. They're recent. Their recent 70 to 200 2.8 is a beast. Canon 70 to 200 2.8 is a beast. Sigma 70 to 200 2.8 and Sony's, all 4 of those, and Nikon's, don't sleep. All 5 of those are just a beast. They're pricey. They're pricey. Start with a Tamron, start with a Sigma if you don't got the funds to jump into a $2,700 Sony. However, if you're doing event photography, don't even advertise unless you got one. It's rough. The second lens I like is a 24 to 70, or if you can get like a 16 to 24 super wide, something like that, because you need one for groups. One camera with the 70 to 200 is for stage, people far away, great candidates. The other one is for wide angles, groups, people close. So I would usually have a flash on the wide angle, and the one for stage, I wouldn't. That's just me. All right. So my 50mm Sigma, I was using it on the A7 III. Now in hindsight, I may have needed to update. John, yes, I know a lot of people, listen, a lot of people I came across on Craigslist was selling Sigmas because they had switched over to Sony's, and they was like, oh, it's adapted, it's killing me. And I would get that Sigma and run it through the update, and it would be 6 updates behind, and I would update that bad boy, and it would be working and twerking. I'm telling you, working and twerking. All right, let me catch up. Oh, look at all them claps. I'm behind. He said I'm blushing. Man, let me tell y'all. I see a lot of people. Tashim, you just hit the join button below. If you don't see the join button, go to Flash from Academy, the YouTube channel, and it'll be a join button. Let me tell y'all, on days where I'm just like in a funk and I'm like, man, do I really want to go live? I come on here and I see a lot of y'all over and over again that make my day. I'm gonna tell y'all make my day. I enjoy talking to y'all. I enjoy y'all coming back like, yo, I did this, I did that, it worked. You killing it. So let me tell y'all, I enjoy y'all. I definitely enjoy y'all. That's why I'm working hard to make sure we popping on both YouTube and Facebook right now. Hey, fun film. Don't be getting rid of your wife, man, so you can go get a 70 to 200. I'm gonna tell you what to do. You just order it and have them put it in the gift box. But then you order her something at the same time. So when the FedEx man come, you just hand her gift and put yours behind your back. That's what you do. That's a free tip there. That's a free tip. I had a 70 to 200 Sony. I loved it. I had a 70 to 200 Sony. I loved it. Hey man, for those who thanking me for great content, thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all the real MVPs. Somebody said I'm trying to shoot shorts in this quarantine. Stuck in the house with nothing but lights, my kids, and time. Any idea? Yeah, shoot a scary movie. You know what I mean? Scary movies have little bad kids that's just standing in the corner with their eyes. Shoot all kind of stuff. It's all kind of movies you can do. Watching from Trinidad. What's going on? I got to get out there. Somebody said, do I know anything about Sam Ovens? Who is Sam? Is that a guy? I've never heard of Sam Ovens. He sounds like an R&B singer. I'm Googling him right now. There's a lot of things you can do in the house. Become a consultant on Sam Ovens. How to become a consultant. I know nothing about this guy. I might have to Google him. I'm not going to lie to you. All right. While I'm doing that, Asif, I remember you, bro. You said I'm the immigrant guy you helped in the last video. I remember you, bro. I remember you. Oh, Avery say finally caught me live. I got Sunday nights is looking to be a good time to go live. I'm learning. Sunday nights is a good time. Let's see. Maybe we'll see. All right. Let me see what other questions I got. Nick C. Hey, he said he was following my channel for a year. He said he's never one to write comments, but wanted to say thank you for everything you do. I've learned a lot from you. I thought you were not able to write comments. Hey, Nick C, I appreciate you. I'm glad that I was able. It's funny because I get quite a few people that's like, yo, man, I really don't be writing comments on YouTube. I really don't be hitting the notification bell. I really don't be tuning in to the live, but Your channel, I kind of do that for. I appreciate them people, man. Them be the realists right there. Do I have some favorite YouTube filmmakers that give me inspiration? Let's see. I like Film Riot. Those are my guys. MKBHD ain't really a filmmaker, but he's one of my favorite because he talks, even though he does a lot of tech stuff, the gear he uses is phenomenal. Like if you look at his videos, he's using $80,000 Reds to create YouTube videos. Like, come on. Like he's very good at it. There's a movie that I recently seen that's now available filmmaking wise. It's 1917. Being a veteran, I like war movies. And the way that movie was shot, I really, really love it because it's all one shot. I talked about it in the last live, but it's one of my favorite movies right now. After talking to you, I know who created 3 websites for my niches. Photo Matrix, if they're completely different, you can do them. But listen, I wasted thousands that I can't get back trying to advertise to everybody from one channel from one website that had everything. People are lazy. They don't want to work hard to give you money. Just think about it like that. People don't want to work hard to give you money. And I understand that. If you had to go to McDonald's and you had to make your own sandwich, you'll be like, man, I can just stay at the crib. But because you can go to McDonald's and just say cheeseburger and boom, here it is, it makes it easier for you to spend money. Matrix Photo Design again. That guy he on his second super chat. He said, step up, y'all. No, I'm joking. I appreciate you. He said, I have 3 niches. How many social channels should I have? So I had social channels for every niche. That's me. I would say every. I had a photo booth. Flash Film Photo Booth has a channel. Flash Film Media has a channel. Now under Flash Film Media, I also have Flash Film Weddings and then Flash Film Academy. So I got quite a few channels. Social channels they're free. And then think about it like this, right? When you create multiple social channels, set it up so one can feed multiple ones, right? If I post something on Instagram, it automatically goes to my Facebook. You can set it up where if you post it on your blog on Squarespace, it'll automatically go to your Facebook. Then it'll automatically go to your Instagram, which will automatically go to your Twitter. Don't feel like you need to work triple time trying to cover everything. Set it up where one thing will post everywhere. That's the goal. Like right now, I'm streaming on multiple platforms. Set it up like that. So don't work harder, work smarter. It looked like it's all one shot. Yeah, I mean, listen, when you create them websites, don't kill yourself creating completely different brands, right? Your websites could almost say the same things. They can be one-offs of each other. My Flash Film Media and Flash Film Weddings, before I took weddings down, because I took weddings down to focus on Academy because I was just tired of dealing with brides and tired of dealing with mother-in-laws and just other, you get tired of it. No, I enjoyed it. I love just going to weddings. They're fun, but my sites were very similar, right? They were the same format. They were the same everything. One just had a little more pink in it for the wedding side, and the other was my traditional gray, red, and black colors. And they were built the exact same. So don't go and kill yourself thinking you got to reinvent yourself 6 different ways. You don't. You just got to be one off. The same thing. Think about it like this, right? Think about how GM makes cars, right? If you have a Chevy Silverado, right? It's the same as the GMC like Denali. It's the same thing. It's on the same frame as the Cadillac truck. They're all the same thing, but they address different audiences. That's what you need to do with your business. Don't kill yourself being completely different. Create something that go after 3 different people off the same base, but they're just not together. You know what I'm saying? If you want a GMC Sierra, not Sierra, but if you want a GMC Denali, you can't go in the same dealership that you can if you get a regular GM, a regular Chevy Sierra. Now, there may be just a wall in between or a parking lot, but they're not in the same building. And we all know that GM could have one big store and sell Buicks. They can sell everything they want in that store, but people just feel differently about it. So that's why they do that. It's just a mental thing. You can put Cadillacs right next to Buicks, and people just feel special walking out of this door, walking into that door to see Cadillacs. It's psychologically weird, but when you take a step back and look at it, it's exactly what happens. Let's see. Hey, big shout out for those who share videos. Last live, I talked about sharing videos, and a lot of people shared videos. I got a chance to see it on analytics that videos were being shared. I want to thank you all for for that, because lives don't get shared, videos don't get shared, especially if you say anything about the virus or anything. You can forget about it. You can forget about it. Yeah. Let's see. Amazon is having super long expected delivery dates, and a lot of products now. Just got a Godox SL60W. Some time has passed, so would you still recommend? Nope, I still recommend the Godox. The Sakani is a great light. However, the one downside of that light, and if they can find a way to fix it, it's cool, is the yoke is not strong enough to hold most softboxes. If you want to use that light for a hair light or something with like a snout on it or something light, then yes. Anything other than that, no. Back to the Basic Studios said that the contract pack was worth every penny. Great stuff. Hey, Back to the Basics, I appreciate you, brother. If you've already purchased the contract pack, if you purchase it within the next, I want to say 24 hours, you're going, in the next, I'm just working out everything, but there are 2 more contracts that are coming. One of the contracts is a subscription-based contract, so that when you work with a client and you set it up where, okay, client, I'm gonna shoot a video for you once a month, or however you deem it in your contract, for this discounted price. If for whatever reason you break this contract, you're either gonna get, and this is what you can decide when you fill in the blank on the contract, you're either gonna get an early termination fee, or you're going to forfeit your discount, right? Because you meet a lot of people and they want the hookup. I'm gonna do a lot of work with you. Okay, I'm gonna give you the hookup, but we're gonna do multiple videos. So I have a subscription-based contract, which is going to target that, because we're going to move to subscriptions. People got social media channels. They want videos. They need consistent work. The second new contract is going to be about the non-refundable retainer. It's going to be a super solid one. Because like right now, a lot of people going through, they're catching it, and you want to make sure that you are covered for situations like this or anything. So you want to definitely do that. So those 2 contracts are coming. They're written and ready. I'm in the process of creating the copy for the website so that they can go live. But if you purchase them or purchase them in the next 24 hours, you will have access to those new ones. Definitely. You know, I gotta keep bringing it. I told y'all I got you. How do you get multiple websites for different niches without spending an arm and a leg on platforms like Squarespace? Squarespace is a little difficult. However, there is something you can do with Squarespace, right? You can create what's called what they're called. Gosh, let me see if I can pull it up. I can't think of the name of it right now. Landing pages. So I'm gonna tell you a little shortcut to get you started. You can create a landing page on Squarespace, right? That has nothing but the information that you put on it. Let me see if I can, because I used to create them. So you can create a landing page for Squarespace and then link your domain to that landing page. So if you have a very direct niche of, hey, my niche is dog grooming, and I got one page dedicated to dog grooming. When you scroll down, it's information, it's a contact form, call to action, that's it. You can link your domain to just that landing page where people can't get outside of that landing page. They can't do nothing outside of that landing page. They can only see that landing page, and that's it. You can do that until funds come in where you can do a completely separate site. Right? Depending on how big your niche is, you can do a completely separate site. I don't suggest doing this long term for SEO purposes, right? Because your domain is still going to be linked to your other domain. And then if you're a dog groomer, you're a corporate event photographer, Google is like, I don't know which one you are. You know, your home domain. You want to be full-fledged, neck deep in whatever you decide to do to help with SEO. You don't want to have a domain coming up under two different categories. It makes, I'm not saying it's impossible. It makes your dollar shorter. So your money don't go further because you have something dedicated to. It's just like if you rent out space. If you got a shop, right? And you are baking on one side of the shop and you're fixing cars on the other. Like that space is, people are looking at you like, I don't know, I got cars coming in one side, got cakes coming out the other. Like, what are you doing? It's better to just dedicate that whole space. And people, you know, just Google, people will lose trust. Like, I don't know if you're that great of a baker if you got old Cadillacs on one side of the building. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. You lose confidence and stuff like that. If you came on my channel and I talked about business and for content creators, and I also talked about swimming lessons, you would be like, I don't know if this guy is really that great of a swimmer or if he really got business lessons. Like, I don't know. He's a little suspect. So, you know, just something to keep in mind. Rex on Max. Do I feel like softbox light grids are necessary? Yes, they're very necessary. They'll help you get a very direct but soft look. Definitely get it. Listen, softboxes are something that you can really skim on as far as price. I'm not going to tell you to go out and blow your pockets on a high expensive softbox. What I will tell you to do is get one that's collapsible if you're moving a lot. If you're setting it up one time, who cares? Softboxes don't fall for all the name brand softboxes. The Aperture one is dope. You see a lot of people with it, but a lot of these companies are spending a little money to get their stuff out here. So go get you some newer softboxes. Go get you some Photocam or Yoko Lamb, you know, Uncle Sam light boxes and start there. There are better light boxes when it comes to build quality and a few other things, but bro, you can really get some shower curtains and change them. You can get some shower curtains or some sheer from Hobby Lobby and do the same. You just don't want to show up to somebody else's job with a shower curtain. Now, if I, you know, like I got a softbox here, but if I wanted to use, I got a softbox here as well. If I wanted to use a shower curtain for this, you'd never know. You'd never know. If you remember, then you can see the studio tour. All members, if you're a member on the YouTube channel, you can see the studio tour. It's on the community tab. Check it out. Facebook is quiet on me. How many people we got on Facebook watching? We got people on Facebook. Facebook is real quiet right now. It's all good. Facebook people, say what up. My YouTubers representing. Cedric on Facebook has represented. Ken on Facebook has represented. We need the rest of y'all to represent. What is my goal for 360 cameras? I love 360 cameras. Personally, I just took a trip to Mexico where I had one and enjoyed it. I like them for real estate video and photography. The only thing with real estate is real estate agents are super cheap. And I get it. Their iPhone does a really good job. The iPhone is just hard to beat when it comes to real estate, especially when you can hold it and do a panel. And we're talking about real estate properties that are under the $1,000 mark. So with real estate, you either got to be really good at what you do to survive in real estate because you're competing with an iPhone and people just aren't, not people, real estate agents just aren't as fast to pull a trigger on real estate photography, especially if you're trying to get a decent amount. And when I say a decent amount, I mean $400, $500, $600, $700, $800. A house is almost unheard of unless you go high-end real estate. With real estate photography and 360 images, get you a drone, pair it with a 360 camera, and go directly to homeowners that are looking to sell. Skip the real estate agent unless you can get in at the business level, unless you can walk into a real estate agent building that has multiple real estate agents and then try to work out a deal with them. That'll be your best bet, but you're going to take a lot less per house, but you're going to get a lot of houses. Another place 360 cameras are beast and where I would use them that people were just missing is dealerships, car interiors and dealerships. That's another place where 360 cameras can kind of kick butt. right now that people are just, you know, they're not thinking about it. That and venues. Look at wedding venues. Anybody that rent out a venue or rent out space, a 360 camera would do wonders for their website. So, and you can just upload straight to YouTube. Which 360 camera do I use? I have the GoPro Fusion. I tried to get with Insta to see if they would send me out one, but they weren't willing to. I'm just not that special on YouTube yet. One day I will be. $1 million condos are the way to go. I agree. $1 million condos, if you can find them, but you'll run out of, you may run out of $1 million condos. You may have to do some $500,000 condos. Do I have any gear recommendations for shooting stand-up comedy shows, including comedy albums? Yes. Any camera with a really good zoom lens that's good in low light. If you want to go low end, Canon XA10. If you want to do HD, you can go FS5 or something like that. I personally like the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera with a 780-200. It gives it a really high-end cinematic comedic look. It makes it look really nice, like the real high-end Kevin Hart, Dave Chappelle type of shoots, and not home video-ish. Audio, I would record separately. I usually do two things, right? I got a CYA audio, which is cover your you-know-what, where I clip a lav mic to them and I run it into my recorder on one channel, and the next channel, I usually run it into run it from the house speaker setup. So I usually do that. So that way I can have both audios, just in case one crack or whatever. Somebody said Paul C. Bluffs are great. Matrix, I'm not a fan of it. I was 10 years ago. I'm just not anymore. I think he's asleep at the wheel. That's just my opinion. If you want to beat me up, if you want to catch me outside, he can do that. I'm just not a fan of Paul C. Bluffs. They're overpriced at this point. That's just me. Right now is the time to be on Craigslist looking for stuff because people are hurting. They're selling stuff. They're getting off of gear right now. Usually, I call it Craigslist Prime. It's like Amazon Prime. Usually right after Christmas, January to April, stuff is on Craigslist going for the low. And when I say Craigslist, I mean Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, Let Go, Craigslist. People are reselling stuff at all-time highs, anywhere between Christmas and tax checks usually. I make a killing. I save for it every year because I get a 70-200 or something for 1/3 the price. Definitely. Robert Flagg, appreciate it. He said, dude, you are truly the man of business and video production. I appreciate it. As a niche, what can you pair with real estate? Okay, if you got a drone, think about doing roof inspections. If you're in an area that get a lot of hail or they have like a lot of roof issues, maybe because of heat, maybe Arizona, look into roof inspections. That's a big thing you can do to pair with real estate, and you can probably put it on the same website. Look into the commercial side of real estate, like real estate photography. Look into architectural photography. Look into construction photography. A lot of people sleep on construction photography. Let me pause on that. Some of my biggest checks ever came from my $1,500 drone and a construction site. Some of my biggest checks ever, and not just biggest checks, but consistent checks, because they wanted updates on how, let's get an aerial shot every week for the next 2 years. That is something people sleep on. I don't know why, unless they're like a drone, serious drone, and that's all they do, people sleep on that. But if you went after construction sites, people want to see the building process. Those time lapses, if you can get a GoPro, put a big battery on it and let it sit up there for a few days, taking 3 pictures a day, and lock it up, those are things that I'm telling you, there's just areas where people just aren't looking. Like, there's so many people doing portraits and headshots that these are little niches that are just getting overlooked, that are gold mines, that are construction companies construction companies, they got bread, right? They got a lot of bread. They got a lot of budget. It's nothing for them to spend $10,000 a month on you to take pictures. It's nothing for them to spend $150,000 over a year for you to come out and take pictures. I'm just telling you, that's something that people, if you have a drone, if you have a regular camera, I've done video for them. Like, you're sleeping on that. Every time you ride past a construction site, see what company is building it. Not see who the construction company is. Go knock on that trailer or find out where their headquarters at and go talk to somebody. You're missing that money. I promise you. Marcus Forrest, good looking out on the super chat. Good looking out on the super chat. What do you think of restaurant menu video packs as a niche? What's a decent price to start? Okay, Marcus, that is a very good niche. The problem with that sometimes is that companies that can afford to have screens with things with videos that play all the time are usually really big companies. That's not a problem if you're in the city where their headquarters are. However, if you can find a mom and pop shop or a place that you can speak to the owner or get to the owner and they have that, it is a gold mine. Definitely do it and go for it. As far as pricing go, it's hard to say. I don't know what area. Depends on your area. If you're in New York compared to LA, compared to Idaho, it just depends. It would be your standard day rate with probably a little more, because you want to roll in kind of a licensing fee if possible. You want to license the footage to them because they're going to use it and use it and use it. So you should be making a pretty penny off licensing fee. And I would renew that licensing fee with them every year. And it may not be $1 million, but it could be an extra $3-4 grand coming in per year. Definitely do that. Let's see. Just make sure I didn't miss nothing. Okay. What lights are great for fill lights or hair lights? Really, any light can be good for that. I like right now for my fill hair light, I'm using the Godox SL60 with a 36-inch softbox. I used to use the Sakani with a snoot. I just switched to that because I just like it. It gives me a little more, got a little more going on over here. My hair is dark, my screen is dark. I need a little more separation. So I use that. Any light can be perfect. You can use a small LED. I don't like using panels because you can't control the light. Panels are great for illuminating an area. They do make soft boxes for them, but they're just not my favorite. There's some guys that live and die by them. I rather have a LED light like an Aperture 120D, a Godox 60D. I can do way more with that light, and I can shape it in a way to create more cinematic and dynamic shots because I can wrap that light a little better. What's my typical turnaround time for content? Photos, videos. It's different. It's difficult. Am I shooting a 20-minute video? Am I shooting a 50-minute video? I give people a ridiculous amount of headspace, and then I deliver it sooner than I say. So I usually say 14-day turnaround time and try to deliver it in about 8 days. You know, that's just me. Should wedding and baptisms be on separate pages? I'm going to tell you yes. I'm going to tell you why, right? For religious purposes. Everybody that gets a wedding is not Baptist. It could just rub them the wrong way. You know, sometimes you get people who are just so pro one thing that they, just to see something else could just rub them the wrong way. I'm not saying it happens often, but that 1 or 2% of times it happens is, what's the cost of a wedding? What do you make off a wedding? $3,000-4,000? The 2% of times, the 2 times that it happened can cost you $6,000 over spending $100 a year for another website. I would put baptisms under a event website, event photography. So you would have religious events. I would do it like that. I wouldn't put it under weddings. But it's great to have that client, that wedding client, because then you can network to them later and tell them we also do this, that, and the other. When you go to wedding route, and you got to think of this with every client, every niche you have, there's a lifespan for those clients, right? There's a lifespan, right? So if you shoot engagements, they're going to want to get married. They're going to want to get married. They're going to want to do, what is it, prenatal, postnatal? They want to do pregnant shots. I forgot the name of it. Pregnancy shots. They're going to probably want to do shots of the baby. They're going to probably want to do family shots again. They're going to probably need head shots because the wife can go back into the workforce. There's a life cycle. And if you have your niches lined up to support that life cycle, the average cost it takes you to get one customer is greater because that one customer will buy from you multiple times. So if you can align your niches to give you a great life cycle, to give you a client over a lifetime, it's just even more beneficial for you. Let me see. Is 35 millimeter lenses on a full frame a good starting point for video? Yeah, you can't go wrong with a 35 millimeter. It's wide. You're going to get close, but you can't go wrong with 35. I like 50, but you can't go wrong with it. Definitely. Let's see. We got some more. Do I have any information or programs regarding licensing fees? At this time, no. At this time, no. Licensing fees is kind of, it's weird. It's weird. It's different. I feel like they're eyeballing it. There are clients that, like say for instance, if a client come to me, if Squarespace come to me and say, hey, we want you to, we want to sponsor your video, right? Well, it's usually based off the amount of views, subscribers, yada, 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 yada. So the price for me would be different than somebody who got 1 billion subscribers. It depends what the client is doing with the video. If they're going to TV broadcast, then the price is going to be way higher than if they're just going to advertise it from their website, or they're going to advertise it on YouTube. You have to look at what they're doing with it and make a determination. Because if they got the budget to go to TV, they got the budget to pay you. Let's be real. Don't shortchange me. I want my bread. All right. Matrix photo design, the king. Should you have images showing a best from a full wedding, showing 1 or 2 weddings, or images picked from multiple weddings? So that's a really good question. That's a really good question. I like to show really good images from multiple weddings, right? Because it shows consistency. It shows that every single person you touch, they're leaving with great images instead of only having 2. 2 looks suspect. When I had 2 weddings, people were like, I need to see a little more. So you definitely want to do more based off of, you want to do more really good shots from multiple weddings. Definitely. Fun Film said, I've done a bunch of wedding videos. I kept puking when I found out that the photographer made 3 times as much with 80% less effort. That means you were lowballing yourself. Fun Film, you got to go in there and you got, video should always be more, let me think about that. Should video be more than photography when it comes to wedding? I think so. It's more work. But at the same time, it's a little easier, right? Because photography got that 1 second. Photography got 2.8 seconds to get that kiss. To get the perfect shot of that kiss. You can just let the camera run and get the whole kiss. So, and photographers get more heat, man. They get more heat than videographers at a wedding. I don't know why. They get the guns pointed at them. My going joke when I'm working at weddings and they're like, oh, you were a combat photographer. Like, how was it? Did you get shot at? Did stuff get blown up? I'm like, it wasn't as worse as being a wedding photographer. You ever dealt with a mother-in-law? It's the worst. I'll take bullets any day. Bullets, you can heal from them bad boys. So you got to up your price, Fun Film. Deck Shooters, New Orleans, we still here. Hey, Deck Shooters, I appreciate your super chat, bro. New Orleans, I got to get back down there. Soon stuff open up, I'll be back out that way. Do I have contract packs for senior photos? Those will be under commercial. If you look under commercial photography, those will be under commercial. I'm open to doing contract packs for just seniors, but typically it falls under commercial. A7S3 with 1 lens, Tamron 28-75. Any other lenses needed for corporate work and commercial for starting out? You can't go wrong with the 18-35, but that is a really good lens. The Tamron 28-75, yeah, that's a really good lens. I would go with a 80. That 80, if you got Sony, that 81.5, it's like 300 and something. That 1.8, it's an 80 millimeter, it's either 80 or 85, 1.8. I got one. That bad boy is so cold. It's so cold for the price. You got to look into it. You got to look into it. Mr. Perez said he took advantage of the 45% off discount to learn and apply. Hey man, you see the promo code is bored COV because people are bored. So they give you some time to listen. When you go through that course, you're gonna realize you've been missing a whole lot of stuff. And you got to go through and look through old footage. You're going to be going through your phone because there's some stuff about behind the scenes footage that you need. It's going to have you going through your phone. It's going to have you looking at it. You're going to be calling up friends like, yo, I took you on that shoot with me. You took some pictures. You still got them pictures. Trust me, it's going to show you how to build a commercial for yourself, for your company. Because like I say it in every video, you cannot expect somebody to hire you to tell their story if you don't do a good job telling your story. And it's a lot of times I see people pages and their company just appear out of nowhere. I don't know nothing about your company, bro. It's just like, yo, we do video and this is our price. Well, I don't know nothing about where you came from, what you specialize in, how you got here. I know nothing about you. Why should I cut a check with you? But meanwhile, you can go into a Krispy Kreme and their whole history is on the wall. You can go sit at a McDonald's and you'll see everything about McDonald's through the times. It's important to have history as a company. People care about your stories. Stories sell, facts tell. So you gotta have a good story. If I just cut this camera on and I said I work with these companies, let me talk to you about business, you wouldn't care that much. But the fact that you know I'm a combat photographer, I'm from Detroit, photography and videography has been my passion. You know, I work for different companies and then I started my own company. Like the fact that you hear my story and where I came from makes you respect me a little more. So, and when people respect me, they buy from you, right? If I go and put a course online right now and I put advertising behind it, you wouldn't care. People who support the channel, people who have bought courses or contract packs, know my story. They know the story of Flash Film Academy. They know where I come from and what I've done and why I did it. And that makes more sense to them. They trust me more because they know they know that I know what I'm talking about based on my path and journey in life, right? Your business needs to explain that as well. The story of your business. When you see all these Guinness and these beer commercials, they're showing you, you know, the flower in their hand and they're stirring it. And you know what I'm saying? You see the Jack Daniels commercials with the old black and white pictures. Stories matter. And if you are selling your ability to tell a story without telling your story, how can somebody value what you're doing? That you don't have enough story to value what you do. You know what I'm saying? Like you look like one of the companies that's like, you ever see a knockoff company and you're like, I might care about that. Like Godox. The first time you seen Godox next to Canon, you're like, I might care. Canon, I know they come from the 70s and they been here a long time and they make quality stuff because it's Canon. And Godox is the new guy. And I don't want to spend Canon prices for Godox. So Godox got to compete at price until they earn your respect. Think about Kia right now. Right? Kia had to compete at price, even though they're putting out cars that'll knock down most Mercedes. Mercedes-Benz can put out a $40,000 car that's okay. Kia will have to put out that same car at $40,000. Kia can put it out at $20,000 and it will get no love. Kia has to give you a $70,000 car at $40,000 just to compete with Mercedes, simply because Mercedes has a story, because they're brand recognition. So when you talk about your brand, you need to tell that story. And you're selling the idea of storytelling. You're selling the idea of your ability to tell story without a story. That is why a lot of y'all get lowballed. A lot of people get lowballed, and price is your last card. And it's not even a spade, it's a king of diamonds. It's not even a good card. So that's something that you got to keep in mind. Ken says, replying he said, keep hearing that the Sigma 18 to 35 for Canon. Does it matter the difference if it's EF to EFS? I use it with a Metabones adapter. I like EF lenses because they work on everything, but there's only one version. I think there's a Nikon version. I can't remember, but if you get it, I usually get EF. All right. What suggestions do you have for us that are working that are without work right now due to the virus situation. I suggest that you work on your website. I suggest that you get the copy on your website right. I suggest that you work on, portfolios, of course. You work on your workflow. Work on the process of doing business with you. If somebody called you up and said, I needed a video, what do they go through? What's the process, right? What's the process? If you don't know, if it's different for every client, that's not right. What's the process? Go to your website. Do I fill out information on your website? Do you contact me? Do we talk? What do we talk about? Is there a second questionnaire? Do I, you know what I'm saying? Like you got to know that process. That process, that system and process is extremely important. I would role play this with family members. You could be losing a lot of clients because they're working too hard to pay you. You could be losing a lot of clients because they don't see where they need to, fill out the information. Maybe the button is too little. I remember I lost like 4% of business because my page wasn't loading fast enough. I lost another like 3% in business because my buy now button or the button to click to add more information was too low. I lost another 3% of business because my contact form was too long. I lost another 4% of business because I didn't have a good call to action. That's 40% of my business right there. That's a whole nother lifestyle. That's a whole different level of car. Simply because little stuff. So when you start doing all that little stuff and fixing it, you'll see the benefits of it. Fun film. He said after the clapping stops from the super chat, answer me. Fun film. That is a huge super chat, bro. That's a big super chat. Can y'all please clap it up for Fun Film before I even get to his question? But can y'all please put them clap emojis for Fun Film? Fun Film, I feel like we go back. All right. Should I invest in EF adapter for my Blackmagic for full frame lenses? I will get later. I have an M43 lens, but they're not too expensive. Okay, so I personally only buy EF lenses for my Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera because I'm thinking about the future, right? I know that I'll always be able to adapt the EF lens to whatever I buy, whether I go Red, Alexa, Blackmagic, Ursa, whatever direction I go, EF lenses will adapt to it. That is my fear. And I even buy EF glass over Sony F mount for my Sonys because I know that I can pop this. I'll just get an adapter for it and I can pop it on everything. So I personally stay away from Micro Four Thirds glass. Now I did get the Mackie, and I did get another glass that I bought the classic pocket that came with it. But I personally, I don't see myself always shooting on Micro Four Thirds. I like the look of a full frame or a Super 35 lens. So, and I also like the fact that you can adapt it to get different things. If you have a Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera, you can get the Metal Bones adapter to adapt it to be a Super 35 equivalent or a full frame equivalent. I like that flexibility because if you go to 6K right now, you don't get that flexibility. You just get the pop an EF lens on and what you got is what you got. Even when you get the adapter to adapt your 4K to Super 35, the field of view is still greater than what the 6K is. So if you got a 4K with a Metabones adapter that's supposedly adapted to Super 35, it's outshooting as far as field of view the 6K. And then that's not even the full frame adapter. You can still get a full frame adapter. Now, don't get me wrong, there's companies that's working on little screw-in adapters for the 6K, but I haven't heard much about them and I haven't really seen them in a while. Where Metal Bones, you know what you get. I like to buy a lot of EF glass. That's just me. I'm not jumping aboard nothing else. And I'll get EF glass. Good looking out on that super chat again. Good luck looking out. Wait, did Matrix clap at his own? Okay, Fun Film. Good looking out. Back to the basics. Back to Basic Studio. He said, I promise Ty isn't sponsoring me. But everything on Flash Film Academy is once you start investing in your company, it will begin to pay its dividends. Hey man, I appreciate it. Back to basics, I appreciate it. I'm just trying to kick the knowledge. I'm just trying to, keep it real and kick the knowledge, as they used to say back in my day. Let's see. Ty, I need to be watching watching how to improve my website on the mobile side. Okay, that is the reason why I like Squarespace, because they figure all that out. Whereas if you went with WordPress, you better hope you pick a theme that works well on the mobile side. Or sometimes you may have a completely different theme for the mobile side. I went through that for years. I don't want to do that. I need to worry about other things rather than worry about if my stuff look good on the Android over iPhone, or how it looks on a tablet, or I don't need to worry about that. I just need it to work. That is what Squarespace offered me. Like, that is the peace of mind I got, and why I chose going with a service like that over building it yourself. That's just me. All right. South Africa says, have a sensei during the crisis. Good idea to put get into product photography. Also, not a totally new, but I still using kit lens. Plus a 50 millimeter. Can I make it? You can make it on anything. Lenses don't make you better. It makes your life easier. Keep that in mind. Product photography, yeah. If you're in South Africa, yeah. If you got a lot of businesses around, especially if you can go, listen, you can do product photography from anywhere. You can have people send it in and you can quote them a price that includes shipping. You can do product photography from anywhere. You don't have to be local. You can do a fast turnaround. You can come up with ideas. If you look up companies that do product photography, especially for stuff like Amazon, they do shipping and everything. They'll send you a box. They have a lot of different methods and styles they use. So, you can do it. But yeah, for a 50 millimeter, yeah. I would get a macro lens if I'm doing product photography though. Definitely. Stock lenses are typically somewhat decent when it comes to sharpness. They just don't offer, you need a lot of light with a stock lens, right? You can get it done with a stock lens. You just got to invest in your lights, which should be the first thing you invest in anyway. Eric, he claimed this is his last question of the day, but I'm open if you got more. He says, I have 2 niches that I want to start. Do you think I should start one first and slowly build the other one? Or should I do both with separate websites? Real quick, Nick C said, I own a Blackmagic 6K and Ty just destroyed my camera. Nope, Nick, I still love your camera. Back to your question, Eric. Listen, you will have the most success with one niche because you can devote everything to it. You ever had 3 girlfriends at once? It's hard work. But if you got one, like you're supposed to have, you can give her all the attention in the world. But there's something about having 3. My disclaimer is, if that's your thing, that's your thing. But if you got one, you can give her all the love in the world. So start with one. And if for whatever reason you need more than one, you didn't hear from me though. All right. I know that's gonna get me killed. I know the ladies in the chat room gonna kill me for that, but I love y'all. Let's see. Me and my partner were going back and forth about streaming equipment. I want a Sling. He wants Blackmagic. Could you hit the pros and the cons? Melvin. Oh boy, we're about to have fun with this one, Melvin. All right. I've used to own both of them. And I'm going to tell you that the Sling by far is the greatest investment you can make if you're getting into streaming or multicam setup. Let's say you don't want to stream live. You just want to do multicam for interviews, live events, whatever. It's the best. Now, Blackmagics are great, but there's a complete technological difference when it comes to Blackmagic. Because Blackmagic, you can pay $15, $16, maybe $1,000 for just a switcher. Then you got to have a monitor to view it. Then you got to have a laptop to switch, unless you got the buttons to switch. They're little mini switchers, a little different. Then you need to run it to something and have a recorder. Then your cameras need to be all connected via either HDMI, that's within a certain range, or SDI, and they need to output the same frame rate and resolution, right? Which you think is like, well, I'm shooting at 24 frames a second. So what? Your camera secretly outputs 720p at 59.9, and you can't change it. And you got 3 different cameras and only one work. Congratulations, you're screwed. There's nothing you can do about it on a Blackmagic. So think about it. When I go to a site to film, I gotta have a monitor. So I can see the 4-way output. I gotta have my laptop. or I got to have a little one where I can hit the switchers. I got to have something to record it on. I got to have a ton of cables to run to all these cameras that either need to be the same camera or outputting, not recording at, but outputting the same resolution and frame rate. With the Sling Studio, all you need is a Sling Studio, an iPad or a laptop, either or, and just one of the receivers, the boxes. One of these right here. I can't even know, one of these. That's all you need. It don't matter what your output is. Sling will figure it out. And you don't need a recording device because it records everything from each feed separately on a SD card. And it'll record the final video. And it'll record the four-way switcher. And you can use a cell phone as a recording device. And it's wireless. It's not even up for debate. Tell them you get in the Sling Studio. Tell them you already got it in your cart. I love Sling. Okay, I know y'all dogging me out. He said, I know a guy, him and his wife both got a girlfriend. Hey, Flying Ryan, he living a life. Hey, man, I'm not condoning that. Y'all not about to get me killed. My mama probably watching this feed. All right, best inexpensive Parfocal lens that you know of. Curious because I'm adding some new looks to my project. And I have an AC to pull focus. I don't think there is a such thing as an inexpensive Parfocal. I was using the Sony, what is it? The 18 to, not the 18 to 105, the cheap one, but the good one. It depends. I need to know what are you using. Parfocals is rough, man. I wish I could tell you a good one. Parfocal is rough. It's a rough to get a cheap one. Hey, Alexandria say women have multiple options as well. We ain't mad. You are definitely right, Alexandria. You are definitely right. You are 1,000% right. That's why you got the acknowledgement, because you know, hey, you probably got a DM full of them right now. So let me shout out to the women on the site because I love y'all too. I see you, Alexandria. I seen you last video. I see you. I really see you. Does it make sense to get a color corrector if you aren't shooting log? Rex on Max, yes. I have a video coming out that talks about the importance of color correction and not just color grading. Because people, you're getting sold a lot of stuff on color grading right now. LUTs and all of this crap. And if you don't know how to correct your footage, it is the equivalent to spraying perfume on funk. You got to know how to wash up first before you start spraying Axe body spray. So when I see color grading done on footage that was not color corrected, it's the equivalent of spraying Axe on funk. We all know what that's like. They smell sweet stank. It's that sweet stank. And you like, what the? You don't know what to do. So that video is in the process of being edited, and it talks more about that. It's coming real soon. Some of y'all got in trouble. If y'all wives listening, some of y'all got in trouble. Asif says my comment get buried every time. I'm sorry. Yesterday I told you that I love doing portfolios, outdoor, indoor, and you hinted that I should work with companies and less with individuals. Can you give me some examples of a niche? Yes. Corporate headshots, right? Listen, you can go chase a person and talk to them on the phone and get a contract and show up and shoot that one headshot and make a couple $100. Or you can do that same amount of work with a company that has 50 employees and charge them $50 a headshot and make a couple grand for standing in somebody's break room for 2 hours capturing their pictures. Which one do you want to do? You can be in the park trying to get somebody's dog to stop blinking, or you can be in a break room where they're cycling them in and cycling them out. Because the owner of the company don't want to take people away from working. They don't want to pay people to come to a studio. They need people to go back to work. So if you can set it up where you can do 3 at a time in a break room and swoop, 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 you're good to go. Plus, usually with corporate shots, you're not doing multiple shots. Everybody's shot is the same. Everybody's either going to get a shot to the side, straight on, or whatever, and it's going to be uniform. Everybody's shot going to be the same. You're just making sure it's right. So whatever the standard is turn straight to the camera, put your hands out front, smile, click, click. All right, thank you. Next. And that's it. And you've made thousands instead of hundreds. But you got to approach those companies as a brand and not just John's Photography. And guess what? Every year when they have training classes and they got 20 more people, guess who's going to take pictures of 20 people every year? You. So, and guess what? They're going to probably call you for other photography. Meanwhile, that person that you was in the park with, they gonna maybe call you. Maybe. Call you maybe. So think about it like that. Matrix. He said you're going to sign off soon, but great chat. Hey, man, it was good having you. This will be available online. You know how I do. It will be available for the rest of it. You just got to remember at the time frame you checked out. I have a friend that hired consistently to take care of live streams when I do events, videography. He owns the Sling studio. It's the most convenient thing ever. I love the Sling studio. Somebody said my analogies are gold. Hey, man, sometimes they get me in trouble, but you get what I'm saying. You get it. All right. Would I recommend getting the Sigma 18-35 rehoused into a cinema body by Cinematics and converted to a Parfocal? No. I'd rather get a $10 rubber knob to go on it so I can use it with my follow focus. That's just me. Because I think it's like a $600 difference? I'll just focus every time. That $600 is an 80 1.8 or a 24 to 105. And $600 is a whole nother lens. That $600 is a used pocket cinema camera, the original one that offers a second angle. So I personally wouldn't. I see the value in it, but I ain't spending my money for it. All right. Hey, the Axe body spray is real. The Axe, come on, we all know somebody that you be in the elevator or in school and somebody smell like funky chocolate. Like, why would you spray chocolate Axe spray on that? Just chocolate funk. And you just, like, you don't even want to be around chocolate for the next, 48 hours. It just smell like an old Snickers bar that fell between two bus seats cushions or something. It's terrible. When I see people who color grade, they throw a LUT or some type of pre-made thing on some footage that hasn't been color corrected. It's not a good look. It's not a good look, fam. I'm just like, why? Skin tones look all weird. It look like the Matrix. It's all green and it's not a good look. All right. Prices will be my next frontier. Pricing is tricky. And I'm not going to BS you and tell you what they should be. I'm just going to try to teach you on how to find out what they are. Because like I said, based off your area, completely different. If you're in India right now, or if you're in Indiana, your price is going to be completely different. The number I give one person, this one person can be totally lowballing themselves and getting just robbed. And the other one can be way over. So I kind of want to help you guys understand how to develop that price rather than tell you what your price should be. What tips do you have for those who travel a lot for content creation? How do you get cheap flights? Best hotels, worst hotels, best way to travel around the destination. Any advice? Real quick, I see a question before that. Chad Watkins, when are you going to start doing content reviews? That would be dope. I'm going to start doing that for members of the YouTube channel. So make sure you click the join now button because they're in the process of submitting that information. When it comes to travel, there's a lot of things. Listen, invest in a good bag, right? You don't want to get robbed. I like bags that don't look like camera bags. I'm not walking around with a Canon strap on my neck. I'm not walking around with some junk that says, look at me, I have expensive cameras, please rob me. Get you a leather bag or something that don't look like a camera bag. That's something that I want to make sure I put out there. What I've learned recently is plane tickets are a whole lot cheaper when you drive down to the airport, walk in and buy it, like $40 cheaper. That's something you want to consider. I go places, whenever I have clients pay for me to go anywhere, it's always a rental car included. For safety purposes, I'm not getting in cars or Ubers. I have taken Ubers. I don't got a problem with it. But if I got gear, I'm putting it in the car that I'm in. I'm not taking a ton of gear in somebody else's car. I'm just not doing it. Because if you leave something, they pull off, whatever, that junk is gone. I had some friends lose tripods like that. I'm just not doing it. Flying Ryan said that was me 3 years ago. Hey, that's a good thing about these chats because a lot of people get to talk to people, you know, that are just in different levels. You may be a level 6, there may be some level 3s in here that you can help out. What are we at? We're at an hour and 36 minutes. Facebook is asleep right now. Those guys, it's like about 5 of them watching. We got some people on YouTube, on Facebook. They're watching. They're just asleep right now. All my people on Flash Film Academy, where you at? Let me go ahead and represent. Somebody said level 1. Matthew, I don't think you're level 1. So Nick say, have you considered making a series on YouTube where you review people's reels, portfolios? Yes. So right now, currently gold members are submitting their demo reels and projects. If you're a gold member or a member of the YouTube channel, not just a subscriber, but there's a member section, they are submitting their information to be reviewed. And we're going to, I'm just waiting to get a few more. I only got about 5. I want to get about 10, maybe 20, where I can pull them up and we can talk, especially for members. If you're a gold member, silver member, you'll get access to that in a smaller group, in a much smaller group. He said I'm a level 10 with level 3 clients, so I get level 7 work. Chad, I feel you, bro. Hey, sometimes, listen, I said this analogy before. It got me in a little trouble, but I'm going to tell you again. The goal is to be a 10, right? Because if you a 10 and times is tough, hey, you may go hang out with a 7, a 6. If it's late on a Saturday night and nobody's answering your text messages, you may even text a 5. But the goal is to be a 10, to have that freedom and options and availability. If you a 3, you jacked. You messed up. Because all you got is 2s and 1s to play with. And nobody really like playing with 2s and 1s. Where Alexandria at? She say she got options. So whatever number she at, she got options. She definitely got options. So that's what's up. Sunday night. Y'all ain't sleepy, man? Let me see. Who all on? All right. Man, I ain't trying to get y'all in trouble. I'm not gonna get in trouble with y'all, man. Let me see. What type of discounts on contracts for gold members? Okay, so there are discounts for gold members. Right now, the promotion you see below is the best discount we've offered. It's probably gonna be the best we offer all year. I'm gonna be honest with you. Let me be honest with you. I pulled this one out the hat because I got about 2 messages from people that were like, look, with the Corona scare, stuff's tight. However, right now will be the best time. I would love to sit down and go over this course. We do offer a different discount if you're looking for contracts, because this is only on that course. Give me a second. I still have my whatchamacallit for that works for contracts. Hold up. So if you're looking for contracts, boom, bang, pow. There you go. Still got that. But it's only while we're live. So it will make you get the CC out. Wait. So Lit City say if you don't post your prices, they have to contact you for prices. Yes, you want that lead. You want that lead. You want to gather. Listen, it is very important that you save everybody that contact you. Save them on a spreadsheet. It is everybody that just contacted you to ask you a question, to ask you what type of camera you got. If you don't save their information, it is 5 times cheaper to advertise, to land a client that know about you already than it is to get new work. It's 5 times cheaper. You need to be saving every single person because that's how you do your email list. Even if they say, nope, I'm not using your service, I'm still going to send you an email because at some point you're going to probably want to use my service, especially if whoever you go with that's cheaper than me, and you chose them over me, they're probably going to be trash. And I want to make sure you remember you should have went with me. So next time you do go with me, save that information. Flying Ryan said, you got to go to bed. I ain't mad at you. So speaking about prices in my country, people usually prefer if you have openly post pricing on your website and social media list city. That's fine. Offer a package. Don't put everything. Offer a package. Hey, prices starting at blank. If you want 2 hours, 2 testimonials, we got a special where it's $2,000 or whatever in your area. That's fine, but don't give them everything. Not saying you need to be hiding it or shady, but once you get information, make it so that they have to submit a form and then the email that automatically sends out to them has your price on it. I'm not saying be shady about it, but you need to collect something for something. Don't let them just get stuff for free because they're just going to take your price and go somewhere else. To have that benefit, I need your information so that I can continue to market to you. Just like right now, when you go to every single store, they're trying to get information. Hey, do you want to join our club? Do you want to join our buyers club? What they're giving you is, hey, you buy 5 items, you get the 6th item 20% off or free. When you go get discounts at Kroger or whatever your grocery store is, and they got you scanning this card to get discounts, they're collecting your information and they're looking at what you're buying to know what to market to you. That information is valuable. You need to start doing that. It'll make your life a whole lot easier. Trust me. It'll make your life a whole lot easier. Let's see. Flying Ryan, hey man. I appreciate it, man. I try to roll out sales as much as possible. Everybody, I'm working with people that's getting into business. I'm not working with everybody that's $1 million guys, and that's cool. I want to help you be successful because if I help you now, we're going to be partners for life. Real quick, Melvin says his question got rolled over. My bad. It's hard to get to all of them. Me and my partner were going back and forth about streaming equipment. Wait, I answered that question already. Melvin, I answered that question. Am I going back? I may be going back. I definitely answered that question. Sling is the way to go. Somebody, Flying Ryan said, I don't give out a business card without getting one back. Always get them business cards. Alexandria, player from the Himalaya. She said, when should you rent versus buy equipment? I've been pricing out getting gear, computers, and other business necessities, and it's costing close to 10 grand starting from scratch. Okay, you can edit. I wouldn't edit on the iPad, but you can. You don't need the biggest and baddest equipment to edit. Don't swallow the pill that you need the latest, whatever. If you want to edit with a Mac, go get you a Mac Mini, right? The difference between a brand new Mac Mini or a brand new computer and what's been out is not older computers. Get away from the mindset of thinking older computers can't do what you need done. They can do it. It's just going to take another 45 seconds. It's not as significant. Like some are significant. If you're comparing a Mac Pro, a $52,000 Mac Pro to a 2016 Mac Mini, yeah, it may take you 2 hours to render something that take them 30 seconds. That'll be the difference. But that Mac Mini can get it done. I was editing a lot of stuff on a 2009 MacBook before they even went with the metal design. So don't go out and feel like you need to get something brand new off the showroom floor when it comes to computer. Go find you a Mac Mini as long as it's 2-3 years old, slap a monitor on it, get started. When it comes to gear is a little different, right? Rent some lenses, rent some glasses if you have to buy bodies right now. Rent some glasses. Put that price in. That price, if you know what your pricing is, that's why you got to sit down and figure out your pricing. It should be worked into your price so it's not cutting into your profit. And, I have clients where they want certain cameras. We can get certain cameras. You're just going to eat the price of it. So it's okay to rent. I would say it's a lot of rental houses you can online. Find a local camera shop in your area because I guarantee you there's a local camera shop that's hurting right now because everybody's going to Amazon who's renting stuff for dirt cheap. Depending on what area you're in, there's some guys that's like, please rent from us. If you go to Craigslist, you'll see some of them in the camera section. It's like, please rent from us. They're renting stuff for dirt cheap. Like I rented a 70 to 200 one time for like $12 a day. And online, it was like $30 a day. And they were like, you buy 2 days, you get 3 days free. They was begging me to get it. So that's something you got to keep in mind. Look for local camera shops because they're hurting. Local camera shops is hurting. All right, I'm going back to this little thing at the bottom. There you go. Somebody said I charge. What did you say? I missed it. Somebody said I've charged $50 to see a treatment. If they take it and run, I make $50 and the ideas are plentiful. I don't even, pre-production, I ask questions. I don't even answer questions until I get a non-refundable retainer. I'll ask questions and give you some slight vague ideas. Yeah, I got some great ideas. I think that there's some things that we can do for you. We want to go with a shorter video that's around this time. And I make sure they get the idea that I know what I'm talking about, but I don't give everything until they pay a non-refundable retainer. My ideas, listen, everybody got a camera. Everybody can shoot. Everybody can expose. What you come to me for is my ability to create content and tell a story in a way that helps your brand. You're not going to take my story and have somebody else reshoot it. Nope. You're going to get that here. You're not going to take the Cadillac blueprint and take it over to Ford and say, Ford, make this car. Not going to happen. Nope. You're going to buy it all from here. That's just me. Let's say Ricardo say, I just want to thank you for the awesome, I want to thank you so much for the knowledge that you're giving us. Hey man, I love giving y'all knowledge. So the other code, okay, so there's two codes. People asking what's the difference between two codes. 30% off is off of, if you want contracts, it's everything, right? That's 30% off. Right now, we're running a quarantine special. That quarantine special gets you 45% off that one course, which is the course about building your portfolio. Let me point to the right side. Wait, that's not it. Boom, right here. Right here. This right here, it looks pretty dope now when I do that. I feel like a newsman. That one course gets you 45% off. If you look, wait, I got to do it. Wait, I got to work it out. All right, so if you do, you get 45% off. Yeah, that's kind of dope. That one course, we're just offering a special on that because that's the course that got videos. It's like hours of video that you got to sit down and digest. All right, let me catch up with the questions. He said, I had an idea for building my brand before I approach big companies and to offer my services to smaller businesses, even for free to build my portfolio, especially after what's going on. What do you think? Okay, build one brand for everybody. Don't build two separate ones to cater to two different ones. Popeyes will sell broke people chicken and they'll sell rich people chicken. It is what it is. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some companies that create luxury brands, but I wouldn't do that here. There is a course on the Flash Film Academy site that talks about getting paid to shoot for free, and it speaks to that. It speaks to why, when, and how. I would suggest that. It's a free course. It's on Flash Film Academy, but you definitely want to shoot for free to build your portfolio, definitely. The 45% off code can only be used on the 5 key steps for creating an effective portfolio that converts. It would not work on the contract pack. Yeah. Oh yeah, I put there you go, flying around. I got you. Have I considered getting a dedicated video editor for my YouTube channel? I keep hearing you say the editing process is your bottleneck and that you have like 15 unedited videos. Yes. So currently I am working with a company called Video Husky, and they do unlimited video editing for about $4.99 a month. That may seem steep, but it's not, because if you got 2 jobs a month, you're going to pay $250, and that's minimum to get editing done. I'm working with them because it's something that I am testing out to see whether or not I want to fully do a video on it and talk about the service for other other content creators. I know a lot of people that can shoot film. They're not great editors. And editing is something that it's just a bottleneck for anybody. It takes hours. And those hours you can be putting into coming up with new ideas, going after more clients, doing more of the stuff that bring you money. I like to shoot it, hand it off, and then worry about it later. Editing is just the bottleneck of all video production. So I am working with that company right now. I've tried some Fiverr things. I've tried other things, but that's the company that I'm working with. Really for 2 reasons. One, to see if they can solve my problem, which I've tested them. I'm on my 2nd project with them. My 1st project came out really well. And 2, is it something that I can refer to you guys and say, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is a game changer. Go with it. As of now, I really like it. I have a video coming. And that was just a company that I found that is kind of, they're not a big company yet. They're a small company, and I felt like our audiences could work together. So first project I did with them was dope. In fact, let me see if I can show you. I'll show you one of the videos I did with them. Let me see if I can pull it up here since we chit-chatting on that. You may have seen a behind-the-scenes footage I did using this one. So give me a second. Let me pull that video up for y'all real quick. And this is a video that I shot it a while back, and I just handed it off and gave them instructions. We actually shot 2 days worth of footage, but I needed 4 videos out of it, and this is one of the videos. So check this out. Oh, now it's not.
I'm Taya Kyle. I'm the executive director and founder of Chris Kyle Frog Foundation. I think when the rubber meets the road, you start to see where people differentiate. And I know with Hawk, they're willing to cut their costs for our service members. Service members not only have the emotional, spiritual warfare that they're fighting, they also have the financial battle. I found that was really comforting with Hawk, that they understood that. When you see that somebody's willing to look at your individual needs and then tailor the system to that, it was pretty impressive. It also blew me away that Bobby was willing to look at things that went outside of Hawk Security's capabilities to suggest to me to really help make me feel secure and safe with what I already had. The cameras, the fact that they go above and beyond, the system, the fact that I can use my phone to control everything, that I can see everything, that my kids can access it, the kids can have it on their phone and they can control some of that stuff. That level of care is so comforting that it makes a big difference. I feel like a weight's come off of my shoulders.
So that is what it is. And that was just a video I got shot through Video Husky. And if you click on, there's a link in the description. Let me see if I can find that bad boy. There should be a link. Yeah, there's a link in the description. I'll make sure I make it a little neater than that because it's looking real trash right now. But there's a link in the description that talks about how you can save 30% off your first month. I really, really, really like the company so far. I'm working on creating a video that talks more about it, but I'm not gonna lie to you. So far, I'm just amazed at that. I'm not gonna say I gave them little direction, but it was just something I didn't have to worry about, man. Like sometimes you just want to be able to set it and forget it, man. You just want some stuff you ain't gotta worry about. Hold up, let me get this. Boom. I'll put the link in the description. So when you guys are ready, there's a link where you can save a certain amount off your first month. Somebody said I do editing work and $4.99 a month for unlimited videos. Sounds a little too good to be true. So Nick, you are doggone right. So the thing is this, for that price, they'll work on one video at a time. And I was able to get some stuff. I was able to get about a video every 2 days, every 3 days, something like that. So for me, I liked it. I love it so far. So, $4.99, you can't beat it. I forgot what company they're located in, but I'm gonna tell you like little stuff that I went with Fiverr. I'll get things edited from people, and English is just, it isn't their first language. And some things get lost in the translation. And it's a pain when I got fast turnarounds. But these guys over at Video Husky are the truth. They're pretty dope. Let me see if I could, I will post, let me see if I can post a link for you guys if you want to look at Video Husky. I'll post a link to it directly in the chat room. For $4.99 a month, man, you can't beat it. Like they even got plans where they come up with thumbnails and all of that. So I like those guys. So far, working on a video to go in depth. That'll be coming shortly. Okay. Was that 2 camera setup on the interview? PR, was it? Yeah, that was just the pocket. That was just the Pocket 4K. That was one camera. Yep. We delivered in HD, so with 4K, you can kind of do that. Definitely. Attention to detail is key. Is there anything else you must know? Know how to color correct. Know how to color correct. Skin tones. Make sure you got tools in place to help you get good images out of the current equipment you have. Make sure you got the right equipment to help you maximize what you have. Another thing, I'm going to post another link because I talked about Artlist for music. They have a thing where you get 2 months for free. There's a link for that. Booyah, you got it. As my Uncle Kirk would say, booyah. Here we go. Hey, what's the best way to get clients without pitching services to them? I mix and master, artists, develop, and tired of YouTube ads. Oh, and tried, I can't even read. It's late. He tried YouTube ads. Any other ideas besides a website you may have? A website in your reel. That's the best way. Your commercial should win. Your commercial should explain everything you do, right? You just have to get it in places people are looking for you, and stop reaching out to people that's minding their own business, trying to look up swimsuit models, and they just happen to see what you're doing. You want to get a commercial that explains what you do to people who are looking for you. So Google will be your best bet. Stay away from YouTube ads are cool because it's a search engine. People search for certain stuff. But usually when people search for somebody to mix and master music, they're looking for how to do it. They're looking for how to. So you want to be on Google with a website, and with something like that, you got to dumb it down a lot, right? Your portfolio should dumb it down. This is what we're doing. The process is easy. Upload the file, click what you want, click pay, boom. There's a company that I use for subtitles, right? And they dumb it down so much. Let me see if I can pull it up. I use for subtitles on videos, and they make it so easy. It's called rev.com. Once you sign in and you link your YouTube channel, it'll literally say, what video do you want subtitling for? You click the video, it generates the price you pay. It's too easy. They upload the subtitles to YouTube. You ain't got to do nothing but nothing. They tell you it's going to take 2 days. It usually happens in 4 hours. I'm a happy camper. I'll keep using them over and over again. Does Video Husky do all color correction? Yes. They do all color correction, all music and mixing, everything. Let me see if I can pull up their website. They do it all. I don't know how much longer I have on this feed, but we're going to switch to it real quick. Boom. So they do it all. You get a dedicated video editor. You get put it all in the cloud, and they do some real quality work. It's not trash. So you get color grading. You can get subtitles and transcriptions. They'll charge you for it, or depending on what kit you got. Lower thirds, text animations. They do multicam, chroma keying, audio sync and mixing, editing. That's big. So, you know, it's big. Plus, you can get, there's packages, so you can get more. Like you can get, that's $4.95, unlimited video, 14-day, money back guarantee. You can also get different packages, so they can do all the royalty free. Like instead of spending money on, if you got royalty free things like music, you can just pay that per month, and they'll pick it all out. They'll create the thumbnail for you. They'll do all your subtitling. They'll do videos that are longer than 30 minutes, like movies. So think about if you are a short film, you're creating short films, and you need an editor that's going to color grade it and all of that. You can go this route instead of spending a ton of money on an editor. So it's the future. Annually, if you pay, annually, you get a little discount as well, 17%. So I think it's worth it because I have a lot of editing, with the YouTube side of things. I'm trying to do 2 videos a week. I'm doing 2 to 3 videos a week with the company side of things. And I have editors, but this will help me take a load off of them. And there are companies that got 3 Video Husky accounts. They got 3 dedicated editors. And once your business grow and you see that you can spend $500 a month for an editor instead of whatever thousands plus health insurance and all of that, you'd be happy to spend $500. Just to get that freedom where you can go and sit down and mind your own business and shoot something on. Because usually if I'm shooting something Monday and Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm editing, I'm putting footage off, I'm color grading, I'm going back and forth with the client. Bro, I don't want to do that. I'll pay my money per month. I'll send it to Video Husky, let them edit it. They have a whole system in place where they make changes. They send me a copy. I send that to the client, see what they have to say, and I forward that information back to them. And then they figure it out, and they do it. And my goal is to work on the business and not in the business. And that's what you should be doing. How do I work in the business instead of on the business? So the less I got to do when it comes to touching the camera and I'm not going to say touching the camera because I enjoy that, but the less I have to do trying to make things work, the more I can do to take my business to the next level. The more I can focus on copy and analytics and what's working and what's not working. That's what you want. That's how you grow your business to be bigger than you. If I decide to sleep in, do I still make money that day? Do the business still go that day? Yes. That's the goal. That's the goal. Artlist is awesome. I love Artlist because they just have dope music, man. I've signed up for a whole lot of those royalty-free websites, and them songs be so trash. I'm like, who picked it? Like, they were just filling up the catalog. Like, they didn't provide quality. Meanwhile, on Artlist, like, I feel like they are, like, it's funny because I even went to Artlist about seeing if I could upload music or video, and they're like, we're really selective on the artists we work with, and you can tell. All right, next question. Asif says, do you provide your clients multiple resolutions of results? YouTube, IG, Facebook? Nope. Everybody get 1080p. Whatever you decide to do with it, you do with it. But most of my clients ain't going to film with it. They just need 1080p at about bit rate about 5 megs a second. I heard of Video Chops. How do they compare to Video Husky? So I was going to go with Video Chops, but I didn't like their pricing. Their pricing was a lot more than Video Husky. And they didn't offer more. Like, it was like extra for, let me see if I can pull it up. Hold up. I'll tell you exactly. I know when I compared the two, I like Video Husky better. Yeah, their pricing plan, it was a certain amount of something. So Video Husky do 4 edits a month for $300 or unlimited edits for $600. Well, you can go in the middle and get unlimited edits with Video Husky for $4.99. I need more than 4 videos a month, even though that's a good deal. Plus, I don't think color correction was included with Video Chops. It was something that made me say, nah, I'm gonna go Video Husky. I don't think color, it was something like that. It was something that wasn't added. I do like that they have 48-hour turnaround, but I haven't had a video take longer than 48 hours with Video Husky. Flying Ryan say, I'm now on your course, Ty. Hey, man, you got to make sure you use the discount code. Wait, I got to do it again. Make sure you use the discount code for this particular course. 45% off because you're stuck in the house on quarantine. It'll give you something to do. Ty, while the cards are out, what's the difference between your aerial contracts? Okay. So there's a big difference between aerial contracts, and I'm assuming you mean regular contracts. So what we did was we talked to people in the industry, right? Myself, others in the industry who do one particular job. With the aerial video contract, what you have to worry about is different than somebody who did. Let's say we compare aerial weddings to regular weddings, right? If the wind blow and it blow your drone into a barn because we're doing a rustic wedding, that doesn't need to be on the contract for a videographer. They won't run into acts of nature like that. They may run into acts of nature that postpone the contract, but they won't run into acts of natures like that. There's certain things. Plus, let's say you book me for your wedding and I say, hey, we got to make sure you're not within the time frame of, or you're not within 5 miles of an airport or something going on, and you book it on a day and we get there and we pull out drones and the FAA says, no, you can't fly because there's an air show that day. And though that air show is 20 miles away, you are now in restricted airspace. You cannot fly. Well, guess what? Like my contract states that it's up to you to know that. It's not up. I can look and check and see, and if I find it, I'll tell you. But there's certain things that aerial videographers will go through that regular videographers won't. Now, when you talk about aerial video versus photography, well, the licensing part of it is different. You know, the usage part of it is different. Photography, the usage rights are a little different than video. I want to make sure you're not using my photos for real estate for the venue. The venue owner can't get a photo from you and decide he want to sell his venue, and now he's using my picture to advertise it. At the same time, the venue owner can't get a copy of the video that I shot for your wedding to use with his commercials. Those are two different ways of wording it. And one contract, even though I tried, one contract wouldn't fully cover, it wouldn't fully back you over the other. So it was just better to come up with separate contracts. Even though I offer them in a pack, you know, if you buy them separately, that's fine. But if you buy them in a pack, it ain't like it's a, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't a difference in, let's say, profit for me to offer you two different contracts, but it's a difference in coverage. Big difference in coverage. Ty, if I had to restart my business from scratch, how much percentage of capital would you put towards gear and website, promo reel, marketing, etc., compared to what you did back then? Back then, I bought a lot of gear like a dummy. If I didn't have the knowledge that I had, it would be 60-40. So 60% would go towards marketing, website, demo reel. 40% would be gear. Probably 70-30. You can rent gear. You can't really rent a website. You can't rent your ability to obtain new clients. The goal is to bring in clients so you have the cash to do whatever you want, right? Clients mean money. Money means gear. Gear don't mean clients. You know what I'm saying? You can't put it in that order where gear mean clients and then client mean money. You have to have the brand to make people comfortable with cutting big checks so you can do less work and take on less clients and get more profit. So I would build the brand first. How much extra do you charge for 4K video instead of 1080p? I was thinking of charging somewhere around $500. I shoot 6K B raw. So the only extra work for me would be maybe 1 to 2 hours extra for video to export. You can charge extra. I don't have a lot of clients that want a deliverable in 4K. 99.9% of the stuff we deliver is in HD. However, I do charge for 4K, and I would charge for 6K, depending on how long. $500 is a lot of money for a 2-minute clip. I would do it per minute basis. That's what I would do. Nobody's on Facebook right now. Those guys on Facebook are asleep. YouTube's still popping. All right. Let's see. We over 2 hours, so we getting it in. So the contract pack comes with every contract I got. And we're adding 2 more real soon. Contract pack comes with everything. Yes. Flying Ryan, the contract pack comes with everything. Everything. The amount of money I spent on gear back in the day makes me cringe. Today, whatever I think about it, spend money on knowledge. Yeah. You hit it right on the head. Gear ain't gonna, listen, gear, if I teach you how to convert a lead to a client, right? That knowledge is still valuable 10 years from now. If you spend $1,000 on a camera, it's not valuable 10 years from now. One is gonna make you money for the rest of your life. One is gonna make you money for the lifespan of that toy or tool. You know what I'm saying? If you bought, just think of gear. Like, just think of camera gear is now computer gear. So it's gonna double every 18 to 2 years. You know what I mean? So there's gear that you probably bought starting out that you would get laughed at if you showed up with that. But the knowledge you learn will always be beneficial. You should your knowledge to gear ratio should be, as far as money spent, should be almost 2 to 1. Period. Because think about it like this, right? If I taught you how to drive a car, if you get 2 race drivers, right? And you get one that got a Corvette and he don't know how to drive. He ain't never drove a car in his life. And you get somebody that's a trained race car driver with experience, and you put him in a Cavalier or you put him in a Ford Taurus. That Ford Taurus on that track will run circles around that Corvette. It's all about knowledge, right? You can have the best tools in the world and still lose. You can even make it closer. You can get a regular driver in a Corvette and get a race car driver in a Camaro, right? So we know the Corvette got more horses than the Camaro. It's tuned better. It's better suspension, blah, 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 whatever. If you get that race car driver in that Camaro versus that regular soccer mom in that Corvette, That race car driver will be able to push that Camaro till its limits. It will know how to maximize every little bit of horsepower and suspension in that car compared to the soccer mom that's trying to be like, she not used to going 150 miles an hour in the G-force in that Corvette. Gear is not everything, folks. You can win that race with a Ford Taurus if you know what you're doing. That's why it's important to invest in this. All right, we're getting ready to wrap up. Are the email and templates included in the contract pack? Yes, email templates are included. So the email templates they allow you to send cold emails. When you gather cards, what do you say to these people? What do you say? So I have some templates that allow you to introduce yourself and create leads from cold emails. You think I don't use them? Here go a stack of business cards that I collect, right? And I reach out to these people with them same templates, and I turn them into business. I turn it into customers. Oh, I'm knocking stuff over. That's what I need to have right here on a Sunday night. Anyway, we're not gonna condone that. We're sticking with water. So so there's two things that come with the contract pack. One is the cold email templates. They also come with objection, like an objection template. Hey, I don't have the money right now. Okay, this is what you need to say. Hey, I don't have a need for it right now. Hey, this is what you need to say. And then you get a second templates, which are proposal templates. So they're going to be blank, or they're going to have just text in it so that you can enter your text and present the proposal in a professional manner if you're not using Proposal File. So you're not just sending back a text document with this is what we're charging you. You send something back that's more professional so you can look like what you're worth. All of that stuff is in value. All of that stuff isn't showing value. Again, if you came to my restaurant and I had my menu written out on a piece of toilet paper, you would look at me like I'm crazy. You would probably buy from me, but you wouldn't spend a lot. If I had my menu behind me on a LED screen that's showing all of this, you'd be more willing to spend money. That is what your proposal is doing for you. You want to deliver your proposal to be, respectable. Let's see. Knowledge is everything. Let me see. Yes. So yeah, that's true. Listen, someone said I talked about gear in volume 4. I used to teach a photography class where we would go out and take pictures. And I'll tell you the story again. I had a student that had a T3i. And I had 5D Mark IIIs, dual 5D Mark IIIs. There's two stories. I'll tell you both of them. Dual 5D Mark IIIs. And I was taking pictures and all of that. And she was like, the only reason you're better than us is because your gear is better. I said, here, take mine. I had L glass, everything. She had a stock lens. Went out, ran circles around her. And that same thing happened. That happened to me before. It's weird how life have you in a different situation. That happened to me before. 2 times. One time I was in the military, and I remember my teacher had all this stuff, and they gave us like Nikon D whatever with the stock lenses, and I was like, your picture's dope because you got, and he was like, nah, he didn't switch with me, but he was like, nope, it ain't got nothing to do with the gear, it got something to do with me. And I was like, yeah, right. You got $10,000 worth of gear, I got $1,000 worth of gear. That's why your pictures are better. When I really noticed that is when I was on base shooting for Red Bull. Red Bull came up to the base, and they were doing stunt bikes. And they had a photographer that was out there with the 1DX. Not only did he have better gear than me, he had more access than I did. He was able to go behind ropes. And I asked him, could I take pictures with my T3i? And I outshot him. I got everybody's business card that was there, that was from Red Bull. I got all of their business cards. And when I shot my pictures, I put them in this dope like portfolio with a website, and I sent it to them. And they were like, your pictures look better than the guy we hired. Guess what? You're hired. He had a 1DX. I had a T3i. And I think I had a 70-200 f4 and like a 50 millimeter 1.8. I had the fantastic plastic. And when I looked at his video, when I got a chance to look at his stuff, I was like, wow, I did kill this guy. I murdered this guy. And from there, and it's funny because they couldn't pay me at the time because they were on base and there was a lot of military stuff in the way. So they sent me like a refrigerator sized box full of Red Bulls. They was like, we can't pay you, but we're going to reward you somehow. And I remember it was delivered like by freight. I gave it out to the kids in the neighborhood. The parents were mad at me because their kids were like, oh, I just had some Red Bull. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to sleep. I'm turning up. You know what I'm saying? And I was just handing it out because I had too much. Where was I going to put it? But it's a great story. All right. He said, I'm trying to make 4K extra per month with video content in the next 60 days. Trying to double my income with a side hustle. Then you got to make your side hustle your main hustle. You got to make your side hustle your main hustle. Got to have your website. Listen, you got to realize that I don't care how many people you talk to, how many people you want to do business with. If you can't bring them back to the point where you can sell them, what's the point? I don't care how many dates you go on. If you can't get her home to close the deal, you just spending money. You got to have a nice house. You got to have some candles. You got to have Luther Vandross playing. You got to have whatever it takes to close the deal, fellas. That goes for you too, ladies. You got to have it all ready, or you're going to be spending money on dates forever. You feel what I'm saying? That's my way of breaking it down so you get what I'm saying. You have to be able to close the deal. You need a dope website to do that. You need a dope portfolio to do that. You need to have your stuff together. So don't be out here going on dates and whining and dining if you can't close the deal. What's the point? Just to say you whined and dined, now you out of money, you wasted your time, and you sleeping alone. You feel me? All right, I can't make it no clearer than that. What's one camera setup that's good enough for corporate work? Robbie asks. Anything. Depends what you want to do. Corporate video, corporate photo, corporate headshots, corporate testimonials. Almost any DSLR or mirrorless that you can get your hands on right now will do it. You can do it with an iPad. I'm going to be real with you. But it doesn't look right. It doesn't look right. But you can do it with an iPad. In fact, I'm going to try to, one day when I go with a corporate client, I'm going to shoot their stuff with regular gear. And then I am going to shoot their stuff. With an iPhone just to see how it looks. You know what I'm saying? Hold on one second. Just to see how it looks. And I'm gonna put them side by side. I'm gonna do just like the Apple commercials. And with the Apple commercials, I'm just gonna look at it. I'm just gonna see how it looks side by side. So you can do it. What lighting do I use for corporate headshots? I like big soft boxes with the Godox. What is it? SL60. I like big soft boxes like here, really soft, natural looking light, nice backlight back there. It's not too harsh. This light is much harsher or brighter. That's what I like. The iPhone 11 is fire. It's the truth. Has basically all of your business work been canceled? Yes and no. Non-refundable retainers means we can move the date, but we ain't giving money back. Now, that's kind of bold to say. Most of my business has been canceled, but most of my jobs are bigger jobs. Companies still need, people will cancel in a heartbeat. Companies not canceling like that. Any person I was working with that was trying to shoot something real quick, they pulled back. Companies like, nope, we still need it done. If you still willing to come out the house, we still gonna shoot it. They're not shutting down. Most jobs ain't shutting down until y'all forced to get shut down. They still trying to make this money. That's the good thing about having corporate clients is they're not gonna pull back like that. And if they do, they understand that I'm losing a deposit or retainer or whatever. They're like, cool, keep the money, we'll figure it out. That's just how businesses work. We'll take that, we save $10,000 by being okay with losing $10,000 with the retainer. We save 20 by losing 10. That's business, cool. People are going to pull back. Companies won't. For sure. How much extra do you charge because you shoot with cinema rather than DSLRs, unlike the competition? Heard you say that in one of the previous live streams. I don't charge no more extra, but that's the value that I offer. Hey, you can go with a guy shooting a DSLR. Here we use cinema cameras. It's something to think about when you start to see my high price tag over that other guy. And I'm not going to charge you extra. I'm just reassuringly expensive. So you're going to think about that when I tell you we're shooting with cinema cameras over DSLRs. Now they're going to call the other guy and be like, what y'all shooting with? We're shooting with Canon DSLRs or mirrorless. And they're like, okay, I'm going to call you right back. Hey, Ty, you guys really going to shoot my stuff with cinema cameras? Yep, the same type of cameras they use to shoot movies with. That's what we're shooting your event with. Okay, let's go. That's a way to show value, right? That's a way to make you seem worth what you're asking for. Do I use variable NDs, fixed NDs? What are my thoughts? I like variable NDs until you get them too cheap and they start making your blacks or your shadows look burgundy. I don't like that. I don't like that. So fixed is cool. Use a matte box. If doing an interview, how much more money would you charge for a second camera and a slider? Well, that comes down to this. Don't think about it as an interview. Think about it as an hourly rate for an extra person, right? You're almost doubling. If not going, you're adding at least 80%. So you want to, what's your hourly rate for 2 people compared to your hourly rate for 1 person? What's your quarter day rate for 2 people? I don't care what gear they bring. It's just a second person. And sometimes clients want that. That's cool. Bring it. You just make sure that it's rolled into your hourly rate. I don't charge based on gear. To me, that's the old model of charging based on gear and charging based on packages and all of that. That's too much for the consumer to think about. Bruh, let's just be real. Is it going to take me 3 people to shoot this? 4 people? 4 people, cool. I'm going to charge you a rate for 4 people. If you got a lot of stuff to shoot and we got a little bit of time, I need to bring more people so we can get through this quicker. Cool. Because it may be cheaper for me to shoot 4 people for a half-day rate than it is for me to shoot 2 people for a 4-day rate or a 3-day rate or a 2-day rate. So, and it may be that the people we're shooting, they're not in town for long. Their CEO don't got a lot of time. Their CFO don't got a lot of time. The person that's recording the testimonial for their business or their client don't got a lot of time. So sometimes it's worth more to have a bigger crew to handle less. Something you got to think about. But it's something that you offer. People associate bigger crews with value, right? A one-man band is cool. I hire somebody to stand around just to look bigger and better than what we're currently doing, and it just shows more value. How can I get in the corporate headshot world without any background in that? What do you think about AD? Go and shoot. Go look at the course on the website. Again, it talks about shooting for free, and build that portfolio and walk right into it. You say, I enjoy your channel, bro. Trustworthy, transparent, trustworthy, and honest. I respect that so much. I just try to, listen, I get tired of fluff channels. I just get tired. The downside of me being this honest is the channel don't grow as fast. But when I do grow, I grow with real people. That's just the truth. So we're going to get ready to wrap it up because we are going 2 minutes. This is about to be the longest one ever. It's about to be 2 minutes and 30 seconds. 2 hours and 30 minutes right now. That's what we're doing. Let's see. Let's see if we can add one more. We're going to wrap it up at 2 hours and 30 minutes because it's late. All right. If you want, let me make sure I do that because I want to make sure that price below is for that one course. If you're looking to get if you're looking to get contracts though, we still offer this right here. I'm gonna put that on the screen. Boom. We still offer this. It is, yeah, it's over here. No, it's not. It's over here. Boom. All right. We still offer that. So either or, whichever you want to do with it. If you're not a member, click that join button, become a member. What book am I currently reading right now? That's a good question. Let me pull it up. I'm reading books on growing YouTube right now. So business, but just little business. Where's my Audible? Let's see what's on my Audible list while we on here. I like listening to Audible. I don't paperback because I don't like to carry it. I don't got time to, A book I just refinished again is Content Inc. It's one of my favorite books. Talks about creating content. I'm also reading The One-Page Marketing Plan. Who's that by? That's one that I just started. By Alan Dibb. Let me see. Let me see if I can show you the picture of it. One-Page Marketing Plan. I can't pull it up, but it's called The One-Page Marketing Plan. Let's see. AdWorld as the name of a brand that offers photo and video services. I don't know about that. The world part is a little misleading. Maybe AD. I don't know. It's kind of hard to work. Because AdWorld, Google AdWorld and see what else you got to compete with, right? That's a good thing. Google AdWorld and see what all you got to compete with. It's a lot. Ads of the World, Prince, Adweek. It's a lot to compete with at just AdWorld. Then you got to compete with AdWord. It's a lot. So keep that in mind. Nick C said, how would you approach construction companies to offer video, photo, both for drone footage and on the ground, as I was talking about earlier? Okay, when you ride past these construction sites and you see built by or the company that's usually on a trailer or something, I would approach those companies. I don't care what they're building. If they're building a Walmart or whatever, who cares? Go after these companies, right? And speak to them about like who's handling your time lapses, who's showing finished products. Is anybody providing you guys with overhead shots? Like who's in charge of reporting the updates to whoever's at the top, right? That's who you need to get in contact with. Who's in charge of reporting and what's the word I want to look for? Who's in charge of the process? Who's in charge of reporting what's happening from month to month? My contracts usually be month to month. We set up a date. We come out the third Friday of the month. We capture a certain amount of shots. We package it and deliver it in a way where they can see progress over time. We may, like I used to use an application, I forgot the name of it, but we would go and put the drone in the same spot every time, same altitude, same direction, take a picture, and every month we would show the progress. So those are things like that you can do. Now, how do you build a portfolio in that? How do you start to get a demo reel in that? Easy. Go find some roofing companies, right? Because roofing companies love to have before and after. Roofing companies love time lapse of them going up there doing stuff. I actually did one. I don't know if it's gonna let me show it, but I actually did one for a roofing company years ago. And it was just a time lapse. It was just a time lapse. I don't know if I can find it. I don't got time to find it, but we just did a time lapse. Some of it I did on a slider with a GoPro to watch them get everything. And some of it I did from the drone. Some of it I put a GoPro like in a tree and just put it on time lapse mode. And then I edited everything together to make a dope video, and they loved it. They loved it. So when you start thinking about roofing companies, it wasn't even just roofing companies. We also did it for companies that laid driveways and pavements. Those kind of companies, like smaller construction companies. Anybody that did like decks, screened in decks, like all of them companies, no videographer is approaching them. They did, it was a company that did driveways. They did like marble, back patios. They did pools. It's just an untapped market if you're a videographer or photographer, because they're begging people. They don't have people that specialize in what they do. They're trying to pull a photographer that does headshots and try to get something dope out of them. But if you specialize in that, if you can go to them and say, hey, the golden hours between this time and that time, depending on what direction the sun is coming, is when I would prefer you to take pictures of the driveway, and we should do it like this from the drone. Like that stuff, they don't get that much love and attention. So if you walk in the door like that and your price is up here, they'll pay it because they know you know what you're talking about. That's stuff that they just don't get. They don't get that type of love and attention. They get a guy that shoots landscape photography like, yeah, I think I can make it dope. And not somebody to say, I specialize in exterior house upgrades. It's an untapped market. It's everybody that installed, we talking about gutters, we talking about tree removal, stump removal, roof, we talking about window companies, window tinting companies, any companies that do any type of like grass, like fertilizing, and you got so many companies in that area that you can just eat off of with a drone and a camera, bro. You can just eat off of, and you will have virtually no competition. That is a money bag right there. Put that in your bag. If you stayed up this late, I think it's about 35 of y'all. That is a money grab right there. So let's see. I've never heard of all eye recording. I'll Google it. In my experience, with what kind of business or person doesn't know they need or want video until you bring it to their attention, and then they don't know how they existed without it. Service companies, they have no idea. They have no idea the value of, showing the before and after when it comes to a stump removal. They have no idea the value of showing the process of putting windows into this house, or showing a time lapse of changing out cabinets. They have no idea. They just don't know. So if you can get one that lets you shoot it for free and you can show the next, you can print money. Especially if you specialize in it. Like you can print money. Your car will get upgraded. Your life will get upgraded. The late night snack. It is just a place you want to be. Those service companies got the most money too. They do the most advertising. All these it took me. I'm gonna tell you how I learned about it. I'm gonna tell you the secret. It's late. I'm gonna tell you how I learned about it. I used to work for Yellow Pages, and I noticed what companies would spend a ton of money marketing. It was service companies, plumbers, electricians. They would spend $3,000-4,000 a month just on a Yellow Page ad. $5,000, $6,000, $10,000 a month just on a Yellow Page ad. Leaf removal, stuff like that, right? Them companies really need to survive when they get cold. If you're in an area where it get cold and they got a landscaping company and they kind of switch to like doing snow removal or something, they need content. Those are the ones I would be like, yo, go do something for free so you can show you can have some ammo. So when you walk in there, and I used to go to places with on my iPad or my tablet and show them like, look, bro, look, this is your competitor down the street. That's why they still eating in the wintertime and you suffering. Because look what we did for them. Time lapses of snow removal, all that stuff. All that stuff. And I would get them every time. You print money. He said, I've learned, Sensei. Hey, man, those are things, like, you don't have no friends right now that's like, I want to be a roofing photographer. You got a bunch of friends with drones. Nobody even thought of that. They in drones, they looking at like, at the most stretched weird thing they may have thought about is like golf courses or like real estate. Screw that. A real estate agent only got a certain amount of money. That roofing company got an advertising budget. That roofing company, when you got a hailstorm or a snowstorm and they got 12 roofs they doing that month, they gonna probably want 6 of them photographed. That's just you printing money at that point. You hiring people at that point. Stump removals, when you get them storms and them trees fall and they hitting stuff and they calling you like, yo, we got 8 jobs, 9 jobs, come video this, come video that. You print money at that point. That's where you want to be. So, it's just money. Roofing inspectors with drone make okay money, nothing crazy. Flying Ryan, how many roofing inspections? Yes. Yes. Go for roofing contractors. Go to companies that are being hired to replace that roof. Not just ones that's looking at it. I'm going to tell you, if you got a drone and you buy the camera from DJI that detects heat spots, That's the thing when it comes to roof inspection. If you can go to a roofing company and you got this drone and you say, I can fly over somebody's house and see where heat is coming through their roof, and you can print this and take it to them and get a customer, that's how you win. But as far as, I mean, you don't have to keep the drone in the air for the whole thing. You just take it up. I would take it up every hour and get 30 seconds worth of shots. You don't need to leave it up there for 2 days while they do the roof. I wouldn't do that. I would get a slider and put a GoPro on it, or put it to GoPro different places. Like I got C-stands, right? My C-stands go 20 feet in the air. I put a GoPro on top of it, sit it up there, run a wire down, get a huge battery, and just let it snip, snap, snip. And I would go to lunch somewhere, and I had somebody in the crew watch it, and I would go somewhere, or I would sleep or be wherever, and I'm charging them about an hour, and my GoPro's doing the work. I set my timer for an hour. I get up out of the van, fly the drone for a bit, put that boy back down, put the battery on the charger, and let it keep working. And I would just cha-ching all the time. And you get roofing companies that are just like, yo, we need you here, we need you there, we need you here. Bro, you would print money. You would print money. Buy a lot of batteries, yeah. Listen, get a battery charger in your car. Charge it off your car battery, not off your cigarette lighter adapter. Get you get you something so you can charge it off your car battery, and get multiple batteries. I used to have enough batteries where I can charge one and use two, and I'll have one. You know what I'm saying? It'll be ready. I wish I can get 1 million followers one day. I'm gonna keep it up. Somebody said I did a job for real estate school that spent $8K a month on mailers. Yes, mailers. Yep. Converted them to we can use and recreate their website, refilm all of their courses, and create content. 6-month job. Yes. You gotta listen. This old people stuck in old ways, running these old companies that got old money. You gotta transition them to the new thing, but you gotta educate them first. That is why your portfolio needs to educate them, then sell them. That's why that's important, because people don't know what they don't know. They never thought about it. Just like you probably never thought about going into a roofing company or a gutter cleaning company. They don't know. So I gotta educate you, then I can sell you. That's why your website, if you got that niche, and that niche is, we're gonna do service-based industries like roofing companies and gutter cleaning companies, that means you can teach them on that website and then convert them. It's hard to do that when you cover everything. When you're doing bar mitzvahs and baby showers, and you can't train nobody. You just, I'm here if you need me. You should know what I do. No. Here, let me tell you why you need me. Let me show you what video is doing in your industry. Let me show you how we can help you bring in more clients. Let me show you why we're different at what we're doing and why we're special. And here's our price that's reassuringly expensive. You ready to go? I went over my time by 8 minutes. Okay, Flying Ryan. The only, as a caveat, gold members get to send their information. I'm sorry, bro. But when you become a gold member, all that stuff will pop up, and it'll allow you to send that information. All right, guys. We're getting ready to wrap up because it's 2.5 hours, 2 hours and 40 minutes. People are going to be cussing me out when they want to rewatch this. So I'm going to get ready to wrap it up. Those of you, I'm going to say it like I said every time, because I can't tell you how much I love and appreciate the support you guys give me. I enjoy coming on here talking. That's why I do it for way too long, because I can talk about this stuff all day and night. This is my passion. As you can see, this is my love. So I do want to appreciate, but I do want to thank those that have supported the channel in any way, whether it be a view, whether it be a super chat, a course purchase, anything, at any level. I want you to know that you are appreciated at any level. I don't care if you never bought nothing. I don't care if you come in and you skip advertisements. I don't care. If your eyes have been on my content and you sat there and watched it, I appreciate you. I want to thank you guys for coming on the chat. Fun film. Good looking out, brother. I want to thank you guys who sat through 2 hours of this. I want to thank you for whoever's sitting through the recording of this, doing whatever you're doing while you're listening. I hope that today I was able to make sure that you left this a better person or a more knowledgeable business person than you did when you walked in. So I do want to thank you for taking time out of your day to spend it with me. And I will definitely see you guys in the next video. All right? Stay tuned. We got more big things coming. I really enjoy working with you guys, man. I really enjoy hanging out with you guys. All right. I will see you guys in the next video. We got a lot more videos coming. See y'all later.